How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? And finally, after a couple of minutes of, or I guess a half hour of adjusting and readjusting and all that jazz, we are live, finally here on YouTube Live for the 4th annual 2017 NHB Slammy Awards. Yes, it's, as you can see, we each have different backgrounds. Cappy is in my usual spot. I unfortunately had to move over to the living room and get readjusted over here for this. I know the lighting's goddamn terrible, but we just got to deal with it. But we had to get all the audio issues out of the way. Like, we are dealing with so many of that stuff. Skype was being a bitch, and OBS was being a bitch. So it's like everything just came crashing down at once. But guys, welcome to the Slammy Awards. We're finally here. This is the most anticipated show of the year for us. And we have a lot in store here. Let me just.
We have a lot.
We have a lot.
That's
in store.
for sure. See, we dressed for the occasion today.
Yep. I got my. Well, I'm like half. I'm like one of those like douchebags that likes their tie half done up and wears the fitted cap.
I mean, I just put a blazer on my Sasha Banks Christmas sweater.
Oh, you can even wear my blazer.
Yep.
I'm in.
Triple H style. So, you get to see my beautiful face. Not really, for the first time. So,
there you
go. Sure. For the Slammies, you gotta break it out, you know?
Yeah. But we have a jam-packed show for you guys. If you guys don't know already, I might as well give out the little intro. We are your Canadian wrestling podcast that talks about WWE, NXT, and No Holds Barred on anything we say. Pun intended. You're gonna get it.
Speaking of it, got my drink it in, man.
Oh,
cup here.
See, I got a little drink over here. I just opened and cracked open the Steve Weiser.
And the awards I'm reading off on.
Oh, the list. Who's gonna make the list today during the Slammies? We'll have to see in the chat. But I'm pouring my drink into a very, very unusual cup. I'm about to show on camera in a second here. We have the Canadian exclusive 7-Eleven Slurpee WWE cup with Enzo in cast on it. I drink out of this cup because I don't care about this one. I just care about, the other cups that I have.
I think you just missed Enzo in cast. That's why.
Yeah, that's why. That's the only reason why I'm drinking out of this one. But guys, again, you can follow us on Twitter, No Holds Barred WP, or No Holds Bared, as Tiffany says on on that ass podcast. No Holds Barred WP on Twitter is where you can find us. You can follow myself at Real Kyle Masters. You can follow my co-host at Corporate Cappy on Twitter. If you want to listen to us on the go, we're going to be available on Spreaker. Awesome, fantastic podcast app. Go download on Android and Apple devices, and iTunes and Stitcher Radio. And then also we're available on YouTube right here. YouTube Live is where we're doing this award show. And there's going to be other stuff, dude. There's going to be 2K content on the way, unboxings, all that jazz is right here on YouTube Live. So hit that subscribe button, that like button, and that little bell right there to let you know when we're live and when we upload future videos of this podcast. It says, Cappy, you're echoing. Oh.
What?
It says, Cappy, you're echoing. I didn't know he's echoing. That's not good. I don't know why he'd be echoing. Let me adjust this before we continue on here.
No holds bared.
I don't know why he'd be echoing. Let me adjust this before we continue on here.
Looking very corporate. No holds bared.
Oh God, yeah, you're echoing really bad. Echoing. I just checked. Oh my God. I'm not sure why it's doing that. It's delayed, so I gotta wait.
Looking very corporate.
Oh God, yeah, you're echoing really bad. Echoing. I just checked. Oh my God. I'll wait to see. I'm not sure why it's doing that. It's delayed, so I gotta wait.
Looking very corporate.
Jesus. Make sure your audio output in Skype is set to default device. That's probably it. You're talking about Cappy's or mine? Probably Cappy's, but he's using the website. I don't think there's options in the website one. Oh, why? Why must it do this? Why? Why must it do this? Why?
Am I still echoing?
I don't know. I'm about to find out in a sec. Oh, no. I think it's good now. I think it's good now. There. We got it. We got it. We got it. Wonderful. Yes. I don't know why I was doing that. It's weird. Yes, we want to get into this, but now I can't even hear you on my headphones anymore. But that's all right. As long as you can hear me, I guess. I can't hear you on my headphones anymore. Yeah. I guess so. Okay. You could open the door. But I think I might have done something on my end. That's why. Hang on. Say something? No. That's not it. I thought I figured something this was it. It's not. It probably has something to do with my Skype. Oh, did I accidentally mute you? Ugh. No, something's going on. Did you switch the mic? Did you switch the little lever on it? Oh. There you go.
Better?
That's it. Yeah, because now I can hear you. That's it.
Okay.
We'll wait. We'll wait. Make sure people in the chat can hear us properly.
Make sure it's not echoing.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a great start for the Slammies. Yeah.
Hey, better get this over with now. We're not doing it on Spreaker. Let me know if you can hear me or not.
I can still hear you.
No, them.
Oh yeah, them. Everyone in the chat, if you can hear Cappy clear, everything sounds glorious apparently according to Michael Chow.
Okay.
So we're. There's something that doesn't want us to do this show today. May 19th. Well, December 23rd.
Okay. All right. Go.
We're good.
Yep.
We good?
Yep. We're gonna get into it now.
We're gonna get into it.
So you want to give them a lowdown, pun intended, of how it's going to work?
A lowdown of how it's going to work? Oh, okay. So, basically, guys. All right. How this is going to work is Cappy here is going to name the award we're going to do first, and then we're basically going to name our nominees for those, and then we'll do the winner, and then we'll go over to Twitter and see what you guys voted for that certain category. So that's basically what we're going to do. I think that's it, right?
Yep.
Yep.
So if there's previous awards, I will read them off, but for some there might not be.
Yeah, because we did add some new awards this week. So we'll get into the first award. Now I'll switch it up here on the screen for us, and that is the worst match.
What do you mean? No way. We're starting with cringe.
Oh, we're going to start with cringe. Okay, well, I'll just, I forgot to wait for you. That's my bad. Yeah, I'll just switch it on the screen here. Cringe moment of the year.
Cringe.
Oh, God. My favorite category. I've been looking forward to this.
Yeah, this was an award that you wanted added in this year.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. My bad.
Yeah, you're like, last year you said, I'm going to add cringe of the year next year. Because you just couldn't handle some of this stuff. Okay, so we have some nominations. Some might have, usually it's 5. Some might have 6. Some might have 7, depending on the award. So you want me to just jump right into the cringe moment of the year nominations?
Yes, please do.
And I'll be naming them off, and then Kyle can just give his like general input on each one if he wants.
Okay.
So. Cringe moment of the year nominations. Emelina's debut.
Yes, the glorious Emelina's debut. We all know how that went. Cricketville. If I had the cricket soundboard, I'd play it for you guys right now. But literally crickets.
But just the fact that it was like months on end, this build for this stupid vignette for this Emelina. Oh, it'll be worth the wait.
Yeah,
and what
worth
we got,
the wait.
It was just like, are you kidding me? We waited all this time for that? For her to just go back to the character we all wanted her to have anyway?
Mm-hmm.
So next we have your favorite, Carmelsworth.
Not my favorite. Let's be clear, ladies and gentlemen. That is not my favorite. That was
James
the worst
Ellsworth
thing.
being paired with Carmella and basically being a lapdog.
That was the worst thing that could have happened to Carmella. Just saying.
I don't know, man. I think Ellsworth made her credible. I didn't want that in there.
Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because look what Carmella's doing now. Look what she's done when she's with that little, what JBL say, that
turtle without a shell.
Turtle without a shell. Yeah.
Here's another one for you from SmackDown: the Welcoming Committee.
Oh, boy, was that ever bad. That was bad. Ah.
The Welcoming Committee. Talk about the worst faction of all time. Tamina and Natalya with Carmella with Ellsworth. Wow. What a faction.
No comment. Like I can't even comment on that right now because that was just so fucking bad. That was just so bad.
Next nominee is Enzo and Big Show promo on Raw.
Yes, Enzo Amore. This guy right here on my cup. Look at him. Look at that face. I'm Mr. Cringe. How you doing? That was probably the worst thing I've ever seen. Literally. Big Show trying to rap like Enzo Amore, please. Come on. I bet you he probably got the script for that and was like, do I actually have to say this? My God, like they forced him to do that. I can't believe it. Poor Big Show. This is a case where I actually feel bad for Big Show because I know he didn't want to do this.
Next, we got the Congratulations Bear on Miz TV segment.
This was actually a lot of people's favorites. People actually loved this for some reason. To me, I was just like, no. Please stop.
The fact that it turned into a match with the bear coming down on like a tricycle.
Yeah.
It was just like, okay, this is like PG watered down garbage that I really don't. I feel embarrassed to be watching right now.
Yep. Yep.
This stuff right here makes me feel embarrassed to be a fan sometimes.
It brings back memories of that era between 2008 and 2011 of WWE where you're like, oh, I actually had to sit through that. It was just like, every week it was just like dump after dump.
Yeah, I can't say I was proud to be watching in that time. I don't think many people knew I watched.
That was
next
awful.
We've got LeVar Ball and the Ball family on Miz TV.
See, this was cringe, but I can't. I always go back and watch when it's LeVar Ball that's running down the ramp, right?
Yeah.
The way he's running, like.
It was just like, what was this? Were they all on cocaine before they came on this segment?
There is a great chance, but that was just like, and then what's his face like blaring out the N bomb like a bunch of times, like beat that.
Yeah, and then LeVar takes his shirt off and starts running around the ring, and then Ambrose has to come out and like end the segment. It was just a clusterfuck garbage segment.
Seriously, it was.
In cringe moment, our last nominee, there's 7 nominees for this one because we couldn't even narrow it down. We've got the Zo Train faction.
I don't know what to say about this because whenever someone says the Zo
Enzo
Train,
as, like the bad guy heel, everybody wants to get beat up, but the whole Zo Train thing, like the cruiserweights they have in there are being demoted to being Enzo's like sidekicks. I don't agree with that.
I only get memories of them all doing the Enzo walk at the same time.
Yeah, that was really bad.
Move on, please.
Okay, so we're gonna announce the winner for cringe moment of the year. Do you want to do the honors, or do you want me to do it?
Oh, I guess I'll do it.
Okay.
And the winner for the NHBWP cringe moment of the year, voted by ours truly, myself and Cobra Cappy over here, is Big Show and Enzo Amore on Raw June 5th, 2017. The promo where you can see in the picture here, great picture light shows of Big Show and Enzo, him trying to rap like Enzo Amore. But that wins cringe moment of the year for us. Oh my Lord, was it ever bad? This was just like, I'm like, okay, it's gonna be a Big Show at Enzo promo, whatever. This is gonna be cringe already. But then when he starts like doing Enzo Amore's promo, it's like, okay, it just went downhill from there. Done, completely done. Out the door. I was so fed up with that. I turned off. I'm pretty sure I turned off Raw after that. Like I didn't continue watching.
Was that before or after we had the video of you reacting to Big Show coming out when we were at Raw in Toronto and you just left?
I think this was wasn't that Survivors? No. That was at a Raw, wasn't not?
Yeah. I think it was in like May. I can't remember.
Yeah, I have to go back because it's on our YouTube channel, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
if you want to go back and watch
this segment, like Big Show trying to act like Cass, like,
yeah.
Oh my Lord.
Oh man. Okay, that's enough cringe.
So
my teeth are starting to hurt.
I guess to Big Show and
Big
Enzo.
Show, who's a continuous winner on this award show for like the most terrible awards. The one year he won I'm
a Big Show fan of like Big Show from like 99 to like 2006. I was a fan of Big Show.
Yeah.
Not now. Especially him and Kane being on TV almost at the end here. We don't want to get on a long ass rant though.
No.
Let's move on to Jobber of the Year.
Oh, we're gonna do Jobber of the Year next. This is a good award, sort of.
Yep. We didn't have it in 2014. We didn't have it in 2015. But we did have it in 2016, and the winner was Titus O'Neil and Titus Catering Worldwide.
Worldwide!
Yeah, Titus Catering.
Catering still continues, if you guys know. The glorious pancakes that the New Day come out with every week now, those are done by Titus Catering. They work hard back there, man. They know they're not going to be on TV.
Is
they work
writing
hard.
Down the catering orders now for him. So
Yep. I'm getting the ingredients, finding out some special recipes. Good for Dana Brooke, man. She's doing good for herself.
Yep. So, are you ready for the nominees for Jobber of the Year?
Oh, I guess I'm ready.
Okay. We're going to start off with the club, just because the fact that what they could be in WWE, and they just continue to get shit on every single week.
They've had such a bad year this year. Like, they literally on jobber status. Like, what have they done good? Then they had that little time where they were kind of feuding for the tag team titles, but after that, it's just been like, pfft, and then we haven't seen them on TV in like over a month now? Like, where the hell have they been?
Them was that stupid, horrendous Thanksgiving episode with the Carl Anderson as the Great Pumpkin, and they lost to Rhino and Slater in that tag match.
Yeah.
Horrendous. So, feel bad for the club. It's why they're nominees for Jobbers of the Year, because it's just It's a shame what they are in WWE. They could be so much better.
It is.
Next is Kalisto when he was on the main roster.
Yeah, not current Kalisto.
Yeah.
Well, I feel bad for because he got a water bottle whipped at him on 205 Live this week, and he actually like cut his lip, and like he had to get stitches up in his lip or something like that. So I feel bad for him.
Yeah, so Kalisto wasn't doing much when he was on the main roster. It might have been the best thing for him to go to 205 Live, but again, this is for the whole year, not just now. So.
Oh, we got to pause. Michael Chow pointed out, I'm so sorry. We kind of jumped the gun there. I forgot to read the fan tweets for the last award for Cringe of the Year. Yeah. Oops. I got him right here. So, we're going to go over to Cringe Moment of the Year for your fan tweets out there. And number 5, sorry, I read that out loud. Michael Chow puts, He named us a lot of cringe moments of the year, but I'm going to guess the GIF he chose is probably his winner. Jinder's Japanese rant. Miz TV featuring the Ball family. Bailey's This Is Your Life. Roman enters the Royal Rumble at number 30. Roman botches a tombstone The Undertaker twice. Yep, that was bad. Roman kicks out of Cena's 4th attitude adjustment. Charlotte's streak ends at Fastlane, and Ellsworth underwear in the Money in the Bank briefcase. or I guess Money in the Bank match. Cupid Girl 125 puts her cringe moment of the year was the House of Horrors match.
God.
Harold at Big Daddy Harold puts Jinder Mahal insults Shinsuke Nakamura. Philosopher at Fandango, that's former co-host of the show, puts Bailey saying she felt empowered after watching Wonder Woman. Okay. Glorious Greg puts Jinder Mahal making fun of Nakamura's facial expressions. Jason Jordan revealed to be Kurt Angle's son in anything with Jinder Mahal.
Come on, no love for Jinder.
And then Shirag Chakraborty, I think I'm saying that right, puts Jason Jordan revealed to be Kurt Angle's son.
Oh, our boy Big Time Breaks is in the chat. Ambrose also had to wear that Big Baller brand t-shirt. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That sucks.
Don't know how you felt about your boy wearing that, but...
But sorry for reading. We got to remember for the fan tweets. Got to remember the fan tweets. But, okay, into Jobber of the Year. What is our next nominee? We had the Club Kalisto.
Dana Brooke.
Oh.
Who is always the one jobbing in the women's division. Her and Alicia Fox have got that title wrapped up. Well, now she's Titus Catering Worldwide's orderer, I guess. So, there you go for Dana Brooke.
And she like a job to Asuka. Like, really, like, they did that 2-week thing where, like, there's that promo video in, like, the bottom corner as she's making her entrance. Like, I'm going to get you this week, Asuka. I've been watching stuff on the WWE Network. Oh, yeah. Have you? So you've been watching stuff on how, maybe watching your rematches on how not to botch? I don't know.
Then she lost to Asuka in literally 3 seconds.
Yeah, terrible.
So, there you go. Next, we've got the winner from last year, still in jobber status, Titus O'Neil. Titus Catering Worldwide. Awful.
Oh, yeah,
just still awful.
Still loving that Titus Catering.
Yep, he's never gotten out of jobber status since he pushed Vince McMahon that one time and then got suspended for it.
Someone said, some secret detective in the chat who was Cupid Girl 125 says she's got to try Sin Cara Caesar salad. I heard it's delicious.
I'm going to just move on from that. And the last nominee is Kurt Hawkins.
With his like huge losing streak. I don't even know what it's at right now. If someone knows in the chat what Hawkins' losing streak is, please let us know. Like, holy shit.
To face the facts that he hasn't won a match since, I don't know, the Cleveland Browns won a football game. So, Kurt, well, we might as well just announce the winner now.
All right, and the winner for Jobber of the Year by us is Kurt Hawkins. I
mean, this is a no-brainer. The guy hasn't won a match since he moved over to Monday Night Raw. And he's probably not gonna win a match until like maybe Mania of some sort. I feel like that would be hilarious.
Kurt Hawkins.
If he kind of like won the Andre the Giant Battle Royal or something. I feel like the crowd's gonna pop when he finally does win a match.
Probably. And the picture you guys see on screen right now, it's just the picture I found on the internet. I'm pretty sure it's more than the 115 match losing streak. But that is the picture that I found. So
Kurt Hawkins, I mean, he's embracing the whole being the biggest jobber in the company right now. So I guess good on him.
Yeah.
So Kurt Hawkins, congratulations on winning our 2017 No Holds Barred Jobber of the Year. Do we have Twitter fan votes?
Yes,
for this?
We do have Twitter responses for this, and we'll see what you guys put for your Jobbers of the Year out there. Michael Chow puts Kurt Hawkins. Currently, his losing streak is 0. Okay, there it is, 0 in 142. I don't know if that's increased since he's voted, but hashtag face the facts. 0 in 142. Harold, Big Daddy Harold, puts Bray Wyatt for Jobber of the Year. That's an interesting pick. Philosopher at Fandangle thus puts James Ellsworth as Jobber of the Year.
Yeah.
Cuba Girl 125 puts James Ellsworth as Jobber of the Year. Glorious Greg puts Kurt Hawkins as Jobber of the Year. And
I mean, those guys are all jobbers, but like the guy literally is 0 in 142. Like,
yeah,
there's no one else that even comes close to that.
And Shirag Chakraborty, I don't know if I'm saying that right. Dana Brooke is his Jobber of the Year.
Yeah, if we just had female jobber, 100% Dana Brooke.
Yeah.
But we put it into one category.
Everyone in one category. Yeah, we're trying to, stay relevant like WWE does.
Budget cuts.
Budget cuts. Clearly, look at my background. Look at his background. Budget cuts.
All right. So congratulations to Kurt Hawkins for becoming the Jobber of the Year for 2017. See if that changes in 2018.
Maybe we'll get to witness his first win at WrestleMania.
You want to do Squash of the Year?
Squash of the Year? Okay, we can do Squash of the Year. Squash of the Year.
So, we didn't have one for 2014 or 2015 for that. 2016, though, the winner was Braun Strowman versus any of the local competitors for months on end. That was just ridiculous. The dude that liked hot, sweaty men. We had the Americo with the mask on. We had the debut of James Ellsworth, which led to that. People getting behind Ellsworth. God. And just like it was just stupid. Like for like months on end, he was just jobbing all these random local guys that were like maybe $110 soaking wet against this guy. It was pointless.
Michael Chow says they updated his streak. It's 0 for 146 because he updates it on Twitter.
Apparently, Kurt Hawkins was depressed at Access last year.
Hopefully, he looks better this year. Maybe.
For Squash of the Year nominees are KO and Goldberg at Fastlane.
Oh man, I'm going into that match like I'm knowing that there's still going to be a potential squash because that's all Goldberg's done since he returned. I'm like, but then, and then I'm like, maybe they won't because it's Kevin Owens, it's not Brock Lesnar. Sure enough, they had to go around it and make Chris Jericho come out and kind of interfere, sort of, and then cause that quick squash match and like the quickest Universal title match that we're ever going to get in a while. So, yeah, I can see how it's a squash. Yep.
Yeah. So next we got AJ Styles for what he did to Ty Dillinger in that U.S. Open Challenge match. The first match,
guys, not the second. The second one was better because it was longer and Ty Dillinger got to actually prove himself. But that first one was pretty bad, especially from our boy Ty Dillinger.
Yeah, it literally lasted like 1 minute. We were all looking forward to having a good match, and it was brutal. I'm pretty sure he tapped to the calf crusher too. It was like, wow.
Yep.
Next we've got Asuka against the local jobbers, so she's taking over Braun Strowman's job.
It's like why do we need a showcase for Asuka? We know what she is. They hyped her so much. We got promo video after promo video of her undefeated streak and everything like that. Why did she need to come in and start squashing people? We know she's dominant. You don't need to keep doing that. What is that going to
accomplish, her squashing these local jobbers that aren't even employed by the company?
I don't know.
I mean, it doesn't make sense. And our last nominees, Randy Orton and Rusev at SummerSlam. Literally like the 8-second match. Randy Orton just hits the RKO, boom, done on Rusev.
So he goes from getting like pummeled by Brock Lesnar the year before to, oh, you know, this year we're gonna make you beat Rusev in 6 seconds. We'll give you a pat in the back, you know. Thanks for taking that.
That was just like SummerSlam was just left bad taste in a lot of our mouths, and that was just added to it. Rusev deserved way better than that. Luckily, he's doing a little bit better now with the whole Rusev Day gimmick, but at the time, we were just like, wow, what has Rusev been demoted to?
Like, so it sucks, man. To what he is now, at least he's bounced back pretty good.
Yep. And now, do you want to announce the winner?
The winner of Squash of the Year goes to Rusev and Randy Orton at SummerSlam this year in the 6-second match.
Yeah, I think it was 8 seconds. Let's give him a little bit more credit, but it was still horrendous. For a SummerSlam match, your second biggest pay-per-view of the year, you have an 8-second match with these two.
Yeah, happy Rusev Day, everyone. Rusev gets Squash of the Year. He gets squashed by Randy Orton. Again, like I said, at least he's bounced back a little bit better now.
But at the time, it was just, horrible. What did the Twitter fans say about this one?
Twitter fans, yes. We will get into your Twitter fans for Squash of the Year. I'm going to have it open here. All right. So Squash of the Year, that was in this one. All right. So Michael Chow puts Finn Balor losing to Kane clean the day after beating AJ Styles at TLC. Why is anyone losing to Kane in 2017? This answer is not over. Harold, Big Daddy Harold puts Asuka versus Emma as a Squash of the Year. Philosopher at Fandangles put don't know. Thanks for your input.
Thanks, Phil.
Glorious Greg puts Kane versus Balor. So another person agreeing with that squash. And, yep, Shirag Chakraborty puts Kane versus Balor. So a lot of people voting Kane and Balor, which was a huge squash match. I'm surprised it wasn't one of our nominees. Probably could have included that one, or we'll give a...
To me, like a squash, it literally had to be like him dominating the entire match, like, or it be like a quick match.
Yeah.
Like, Balor actually put up a fight.
I'll put honorable mention to Balor and
To
Kane.
me, a squash has to be literally... them getting their ass kicked the whole match, or it lasting not even like 2 minutes.
Yeah. Okay, I can agree with that. But that was pretty bad. Like him losing to Kane in 2017. That's like cringe moment of the year right there. That's terrible.
Okay. So I guess congrats to Rusev and Randy Orton. I don't know how you call them winners.
Happy Rusev Day, everyone. By the way, this is our Slammies is happening on Rusev Day, so you know, oh shit, and do what you got to do on Rusev Day. Celebrate after this. You know, go have a pint on Rusev. I don't know. Do what you got to do. I don't know how people celebrate Rusev Day. Buy a T-shirt. Do something. But,
okay.
Get into our next category. What do we got?
Comeback Superstar of the Year.
Ooh, this is a good award. I like this award.
I gotta find it.
I got it.
Gotta find it.
Gotta find it.
Because documents all over the place.
Yeah, you don't want to make the list, huh? Wonder what happens, Cappy? We don't have documents organized. Wonder what
I
happens?
have the list. You can't put me on it.
What if I have my own list? I actually don't have anything next to me. But comeback superstar of the year, guys. This is
Okay.
I know. I'm sorry.
Comeback. Okay, here we go. So for 2014, we had comeback superstar of the year Damien Mizdow.
Oh, that was awesome. I loved the Damien Mizdow character. I think everybody loved that character. That was so good. It was so over. At first, it was kind of like it was kind of funny, and then it just kept getting over and over and over. And literally, it was like the best thing he's done in his entire career. So.
Yep, he took something garbage and made it into something that got over, and then, you know, it's not good enough. They release him, so.
Nope, not good enough.
2015, we didn't have one for some reason. I don't know. And then 2016, we had our boy Chris Jericho. Drink it in, man.
Drink it in, man.
What a comeback year, just being there full-time all year.
Yeah.
Or full-time for the whole year and just getting over with the whole list and... and Stupid Idiot. It was just a great year for Chris Jericho last year. It was just awesome.
God, he deserved that award last year, man. He made
Pardon?
That was probably like the best work of his career last year.
Yeah, at like age 47. Just goes to show you how good that guy is. So nominees for this year. Start off with, I know you don't like this one, but Jinder Mahal. I mean, the guy was not even employed a year and a half ago. Before that, he was in 3MB.
Oh, hey, where do I got to put the steroids? I'm going to put it in my ass this time. I'm going to put it in my arm over here.
Well, either way, you can't deny that it was a pretty big comeback story for Jinder Mahal becoming WWE champion after nobody thought he would be more than a jobber.
And now he's going through steroid relapse. Shocker.
I'm still saying props to Jinder. You know, you guys can all out there say, you know, steroid this, steroid that. But
Maharaja.
He worked hard to get back to where he is, so leave him alone.
No.
He's a nominee at least.
Nope.
Next, we got Breezango.
Ooh, Breezango. Yeah, with the fashion files thing. Love it, man.
Yeah, they got super over like halfway through the year.
Everyone just looks forward to seeing the fashion files. There's a couple of months ago that people were just watching SmackDown to see the next fashion files. I don't blame them. It was like the only thing good on TV. Still probably is, because SmackDown's been, you know, lately a little cringy.
Next we have Neville when he was still employed with the company.
Because this was a big year for him.
Turned heel and he became the most dominant cruiserweight champion they had. I mean, how many months was he champion? I'm pretty sure he won it in January, and he held on to it until, the week before SummerSlam?
Yeah.
And then he won it back?
And it sucks it's happening so late. Someone mentioned in chat, Cuba Girl. If they had it started earlier and built from there, Woken Matt Hardy would have been a perfect nominee for Comeback Superstar of the Year. But the fact they're starting it so late, we couldn't add him to it.
Same with Paige, too. Like, I feel like it's just...
It's too late. It's too late. If this had to happen like SummerSlam time, for sure. But we got to like take someone in account that it's been more than 6 months that they've been building up this comeback, and our nominee so far it's been like that. So next nominee is
Goldberg.
And if you guys don't want to agree, you kind of have to look at it from the outside. Like, this guy has come back after what, like 12 years of not being in this company and not wrestling, and then I know he's had his like martial arts stuff outside the company, but come back and to beat Brock Lesnar in that quick squash, and to win the Universal title, and then go to WrestleMania to face Brock Lesnar and actually have a decent match out of it. It just makes sense. And then if you guys ever watch, I suggest you go watch his 24 series, and you'll find a lot more respect for the guy and why he actually came back and what was going through his head and all that stuff during his comeback. So that's why we included him. You guys need to go watch that 24 if you haven't, because that was amazing. He
put a lot of pressure on himself to be able to be, you know, who he was before, and he can't just get in that mindset in a day. Like, it takes a while, and it took commitment for him to get back into shape too, to be able to do that. And then him and Brock, they, what do you call it? I guess they, what's the word I'm looking for here? Redeemed themselves. That's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
They redeemed themselves from that horrendous match they had before both of them left the company the first time.
Although people do think, and I agree with them, that the match in Mania should have been a little longer, but that's probably all they could do for their age, especially Goldberg, and what, you know, maybe he wasn't in the greatest ring shape. You know, he looked like in good shape. There's a difference between looking in shape and being in ring shape. Maybe Goldberg wasn't the best in ring shape yet, so maybe that's as much as they could do. But again, for the time he had and what he did with Brock at Mania to actually have an okay match, and he won the Universal title, so props to Goldberg, even though a lot of people might not agree with that. And then the last nominee is Naomi. As much as we want to laugh, she had a big year in the beginning of 2017, like winning the opportunity to face
Alexa Bliss
in her hometown of WrestleMania for the title, and winning the championship in her hometown of Orlando at WrestleMania of all places. And then just her work to get there and what she's done this year with her new gimmick, and it got really over with people. So it just makes sense that she'd be a comeback superstar of the year. And she's basically done a lot better this year. Like, I know it started in late 2016, but she's done a lot better this year to get herself and establish herself as one of those top women on the SmackDown roster. As much as people don't want to see it, she's one of the top people on the SmackDown roster, because they don't really use her a lot more now. They've really booked her better in the beginning of the year than they're doing now, but she's still considered a top girl in the division.
And she's very popular and over with the younger crowd, so good for her for getting that gimmick, finding something that worked and got herself over again, because 2016 and 2015, she was just on a downward spiral, probably about to be released. That's how bad it was getting for her.
It was close. It was close.
The whole "I'm a May." I know you hate the first version of that song.
Yeah, the remix is a lot better.
Yeah. So the whole glow thing, good for her, good for Naomi.
Yeah.
But our winner for Comeback Superstar of the Year, Kyle, you want to announce it?
Yeah. So the winner, just took a lot of thinking, and we had to count everybody, and this actually took a lot, and we had to literally dissect everybody and why they should be Comeback Superstar of the Year. But we came to a final conclusion. It was tough, but we are going with the one, the only Goldberg as our Comeback Superstar of the Year. Congrats to Goldberg. And again, guys, you guys need to go watch that documentary to understand where we're coming from, because we based it off that, and we give a lot of more respect to Goldberg. As much as those matches were shit and a lot of people were expecting more out of him, after you watch a documentary and then you look back at those matches, you find out it makes sense. And for him to do what he did with that Universal title, no, it sucked to take it off a guy like Kevin Owens. It probably wasn't the best decision in the world, but if you take that and put it at the side, it just makes sense that Goldberg had a pretty good comeback year this year, and he's left it out there that he might come back maybe when he builds more ring shape and he gets better in ring shape and he can actually produce a better match. So I think that's probably what he's actually trying to do right now. So we'll see what happens with that.
And I mean, he got better from every match.
He did.
That was the thing, in the documentary, it said, I only had a couple weeks to prepare. Imagine what I'm going to do when I have months to prepare. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So good on Goldberg. You know what? The documentary did put it a lot into perspective for a lot of people, and gave him a little bit more respect than I think people gave him at the time for just coming back and just shitting on Kevin Owens and having the Brock match again. But you know what? There was a lot of good that came from that, and props to Goldberg for the Comeback Superstar of the Year after being gone for 12 years.
Yeah. So we'll get into your votes out there for Comeback Superstar of the Year. And we'll start off with Michael Chow, and he puts Jinder Mahal. Went from being rehired last year to being a jobber to being world champion, and remained world champion for half a year. Whether you hate him or not, don't hinder the comeback year of Jinder.
Yeah.
I knew you'd love that when I seen that. So Michael Chow with Jinder Mahal. Harold the Hardy Boys as Comeback Superstar of the Year. Sucks for a little bit for Jeff Hardy with his injury, but Matt Hardy is slowly, again, it sucks because it's happening so late, but he's slowly coming into that comeback scene with the whole Woken stuff. Philosopher puts Don't Know, so there's another Don't Know from Philosopher. And Glorious Greg puts Cesaro. Interesting pick here as Comeback Superstar of the Year. Okay, that's interesting. I can see where he's saying with Cesaro with the whole bar thing and how that's come to be, and he's doing a lot better with Cesaro than we initially thought they were going to do. So, and they won the tag team titles. I can see why you would pick Cesaro there.
But I'm pretty sure that was they did that in the last part of last year too, though.
Yeah, yeah.
They had the worst of 7 series in September, October. Then they became tag champs in November or December, I believe. Yeah. So, but yeah, Cesaro definitely looking on the upward trend lately.
I'm not sure what's going on. I think maybe because he won Money in the Bank. But Chirag Shocker Bordy puts Baron Corbin as Comeback Superstar of the Year. That's an interesting pick right there.
What was his pick?
Baron Corbin.
Oh.
Interesting. All right, let's get into the next nominee, or next award.
Okay, Entrance of the Year.
Ooh, Entrance of the Year. If I can find it here.
Gotta find it.
Yeah, on the left side. It's all unorganized. It's organized in the original document, that's why.
Yeah, this document's all over the goddamn place.
There it is. Entrance of the Year. There we go.
Let me find it.
This is going to be a good one.
Got it.
Sort of.
All right. So, Entrance of the Year, we didn't have one for 2014 or 2015. 2016, we chose Bobby Roode at NXT Brooklyn and NXT Toronto. Just unreal entrances by Bobby Roode back when he was in NXT.
Yeah, back then. Yeah, and we were part of the Toronto one.
Yeah, no, they were just sick entrances. At the time, it wasn't, like it is on SmackDown now where nobody gives a fuck anymore. At that time, it actually still meant something.
Yep.
So for Entrance of the Year, nominees: Aleister Black at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3.
Yeah. If you guys don't remember, that was when he had that live band. The people that actually sing his theme song came out and did his theme. And the bassist, I'll never forget the bassist face when Aleister Black was walking by and he's just like, just like staring into the camera. Way to take away from the guy who's the main focus of the entrance. Like, it's almost like he wanted to overshadow Aleister Black there. It was fun. It was funny, but it was epic. They did such a good job. It sounded literally like the soundtrack. So good for that band. And it was just epic. The crowd really got behind it.
Next, Sasha Banks at WrestleMania 33, where she came out and that like the gangster was like driving her out, and she had like the card on the back.
Yep, that was
I just thought that was really cool. And then when she got in the ring,
boss-like,
or when she got on the apron, when she does like her pose with her boss.
It's boss time.
Yeah, whatever that is. I can't even talk right now. But I'm just thinking about Sasha. It's getting me excited. But then like what do you call it? The pyro behind her was like going off.
Yeah.
Like up on top of the arena. I just thought that was really cool when she did her little pose. So I thought that was sick. Triple H at WrestleMania 33.
Yeah, I could see it. It was beast. Like, he's riding that giant motorcycle, and then Stephanie on the back. It was just they've done such good with Triple H's entrance. I know they should probably focus on a lot of other people and stop focusing more on Triple H to have a sick entrance, but
yeah, Triple H, he's a COO, gets to have the best entrance, and all the other top cars were like escorting him down.
Yeah, I think my favorite is when he had all those like clone things with his WWE title reigns.
Yeah,
and I think they should have done. A lot of people agreed they should have had like the old belts too, like the actual belts he won from those times, instead of all the same belt. So, I still think that's my favorite Triple H entrance.
And last nominee for this year is Baron Corbin's new entrance on SmackDown.
Yeah, his theme song and what they're doing with the Titantron, it suits him so good, and it's such a sick theme song. I listen to it almost every day. It's such a good song.
It was so much better when they added the lyrics. But when it was just the instrumental, it was kind of bad.
It's weird because it's like in a reoccurring entrance, but kind of had to make it a nominee just because it makes his entrance. It makes the superstar. A lot of entrances make the superstar. This one definitely does for Baron Corbin for sure.
Could have said Naomi too, I guess, but
yeah, true. We'll make her an honorable mention.
Yep. Yeah, I do like Corbin's original theme too, but this one's grown on me a lot, especially when they added the lyrics in. It just made it that much better. So I like Corbin's new entrance a lot. We want to get into the winner.
All right, so the winner chosen by myself and Cobra Cappy, the winner for entrance of the year goes to Aleister Black at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3. And there you go. There's the picture. I told you the part with the bassist going absolutely crazy during his entrance. I'm like, go on, man. Like, it's supposed to be about Aleister Black, and he's like, no. The spotlight's going on me here. I don't know. I was like, what the fuck's going on here?
Yeah, it was a sweet entrance.
But I loved it. It was awesome. I really, really liked this. They did such a good job with singing it too. Again, like, it sounded almost exactly like the soundtrack. So I think they did a good job, and it definitely is entrance of the year. I mean, there hasn't really anything else that stuck out to us. I mean, we were both talking that we could have given it to either Sasha or Triple H, because there's 2 points there that that really make a really good entrance. But I don't know. To me, I feel like this entrance really outshined both of them. No offense to your girl.
Yeah, and they had like the band and everything playing his song, so that's always sweet when they can get the actual band to sing the song live. I always think that's cool.
Yeah.
So congrats to Aleister Black. Hopefully big things for him coming in NXT in 2018. But for now, he wins entrance of the year.
Congratulations to Aleister Black.
And next we'll move into Cruiserweight.
Whoa. You gotta get the fan tweets out there.
Sorry. I'm forgetting about those. They're not on my screen.
Entrance of the year. Here we go. Michael Chow puts Bobby Roode's virtual piano entrance at NXT TakeOver Chicago. I really like that entrance. That was pretty cool. Next we have Cupid Girl 125 Nakamura with the violinist for SmackDown Live debut. That was a really cool entrance. They get when it was the Miz in the ring. Yakamura.
The Psycho Sid.
Yeah, that Yakamura guy. Big Daddy Harold just puts Bobby Roode, so I guess any Bobby Roode entrance of the year, probably the NXT TakeOver Chicago one. Philosopher puts Don't Know, so thanks for another Don't Know. Glorious Greg puts Nakamura when he debuted on SmackDown as well. And Shirag Chakraborty puts Roman Reigns at WrestleMania.
Okay, then.
Hey, we got a Roman answer. Super Cena 2007. What's going on, man? Welcome to the Slammy Awards. But yeah. Roman. All right. He gets an entrance of the year by somebody. All right.
Wow.
And you said next was Cruiserweight of the year?
Yep.
All right. So we'll get into our Cruiserweight of the year. Let's go.
Let's do it.
So we obviously didn't have any from last year, I don't think. Did we? Because, wait, 205 Live was around last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, we did. Last year we had Brian Kendrick was the winner in the first year of the Cruiserweight.
I'm a man with a plan. Dun, 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 dun.
Well, it was a good comeback for Brian Kendrick. I mean, he was he did take the title off of TJ Perkins and had a pretty good run going there for a while. Now I don't know what he's doing with Jack Gallagher, but at the time, Brian Kendrick definitely deserved it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Coming back like that.
Well,
so the nominees this year.
Before you did nominees, a Super Cena 2007 guy in the chat puts Sasha Banks at WrestleMania 33's entrance was his favorite.
I like this guy. Look at my shirt.
And he's got the legit Boss Christmas shirt today.
Yep. Just for you guys. All right. So Cruiserweights of the Year nominees. Neville, obviously. I mean, what else can you say about Neville's year this year? As far
pretty
as
much,
the Cruiserweight
it's pretty blunt. I mean, he's he is one of the Cruiserweights of the year. I can't disagree with Neville being the. I mean, it sucks that him and Aries got subject to the pre-show and it was left off the WrestleMania DVD, which is a huge blow. I can see why he was pissed about that. But you look back what he's done in the year 2017, even some of 2016. Neville has been literally Cruiserweight of like the best Cruiserweight since 205 Live has been resurrected. So Neville's had a really, really strong year. I hope he comes back. I hope the rumors are true that he's not completely left WWE, or else that is a big, big loss to the WWE. So definitely Neville is a good nominee here.
Next was Austin Aries.
As I just said, sucks that he was left off the WrestleMania DVD, and it sucks that he left. But, you know, that was a mutual thing with him and WWE. I guess he just wanted to be pushed better, and they're doing a lot of stuff with Enzo Amore that he didn't agree with. So it is what it is, and he's gone from WWE. Don't think he's ever coming back, which is sad. So
and he's pretty hilarious at commentary, too, when he was doing that before he came back.
Which is we never say never. Never say never with that.
Okay. Next, guy that we have no idea where the hell he went. But he did win the Cruiserweight title from Neville, and that was Akira Tozawa.
Oh, okay.
But we have no idea where the hell he went now. But at the time, he was feuding with Neville for a couple pay-per-views there, and then he was the one to end Neville's streak, but then lost the title in the same week.
Yeah.
Because that made a lot of sense.
It's a big year for Tozawa, though, man. I don't think he's ever going to do anything instead. Like, he's not going to do anything more than that.
See what happens when you get put on the Titus brand? You're just stuck in catering. Next, we have Jack Gallagher. At the beginning of the year, Jack Gallagher was getting really over. He had a really good match with Neville, I believe, at I think it was Payback. Whatever the first Raw pay-per-view after Mania was. I can't remember if it was Payback or whatever the other one was. I can't remember. Maybe it was Extreme Rules, maybe. I don't remember which one was Raw and SmackDown, but it was the pay-per-view right after Mania, and they had the best match of the night, Gallagher and Neville.
Yeah.
And Jack Gallagher, I mean, he was getting over for a while, then they turned him heel with Brian Kendrick. Now I don't know what they're going to do with that, but he had some good matches in the first half of the year for sure.
Mm-hmm. And next, or is that it?
Okay, and last is you could say he's doing it like he's bringing down the Cruiserweight division, but Enzo Amore.
Oh shoot! My battery's going low. But yeah, Enzo Amore, just because what he's done lately, and I know a lot of it's cringe, but it looks like he's probably one of the main focuses of 205 Live, so you have to include him in the nominee.
And I mean, I guess he is getting the kids or the people that actually like this guy to tune in to 205 Live. I guess.
But we've chosen our winner, me and Cobra Cappy, and the winner for Cruiserweight of the Year goes to Neville, on 100% Neville. So
should be undisputed this vote here, or this winner.
Well, Cappy explains that I gotta get my laptop charger. I forgot to plug it in, so
there you go.
Back in a sec.
Well, I mean, it's a no-brainer for Neville. Like, the guy literally elevated the cruiserweight division. Him and Gallagher or Aries, had really good matches, even though they weren't given a lot of time. They weren't really, showcased a lot. And Neville, compared to what he did the year before that, coming back with his gimmick, and Neville's just so good. Like, he was leaps and bounds better than anybody else in that division, and it showed for most of the year before we had all this debacle with the Zoe Train thing happen and him leaving. But before that, Neville was the king of the cruiserweights. No pun intended. He ran that division, so
for sure.
If he comes back, maybe he will run it again. But for sure, it's got to be Neville for Cruiserweight of the Year.
100%, it's got to be Neville. So I got my laptop plugged in here. We're good to go. That's one thing I forgot.
Twitter fans,
what did you guys vote out there for Cruiserweight of the Year? And we'll get into that when I open it. There we go. Cruiserweight of the Year. We got Michael Chow saying Neville held the Cruiserweight title the longest. # King of the Cruiserweights. Big Daddy Harold puts Enzo for making 205 Live great again.
Okay.
Philosopher puts Enzo Amore as well. Cupid Girl puts Austin Aries. Glorious Greg puts Neville. And Shirag Chakraborty puts Neville as well. It's a lot of Nevilles, some Enzos, and we got an Aries from Cupid Girl. Thank you for voting, ladies and gentlemen. Really do appreciate it.
Next we'll get into let's go with Future Endeavored of the Year.
Oh, Future Endeavored. One of my favorite awards on here on the award show, that's for sure.
One of your favorites, huh?
Yeah.
Because you're a big fan of Johnny Ace?
Sure, we'll go with that. I'm a big fan of Johnny Ace. Big fan.
Johnny Laryngitis? All right. So, this is one of our longest reigning awards. So, for 2014 was the whole CM Punk debacle.
Oh, yeah.
We could talk about that for, weeks on end, but we won't get into that.
No,
2015 was Hulk Hogan.
Oh, yeah,
that guy should be allowed back in the company, in my opinion, but we'll see what happens. People keep saying he might return in 2018, so he was a winner for 2015. And 2016 was my boy Alberto Del Rio, a.k.a. El Patron.
Alberto.
Yeah, him and CM Punk haven't left the company on the best of terms. Let's just say that.
Yeah, and
I guess so. Del Rio won
outing outside the WB. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Then he came back. Then he left again. Then the whole Page thing happened, and yeah. So, nominees for Future Endeavor of the Year for 2017: Jack Swagger.
And now it seems like he's interested in getting into some MMA. So, good for Jack Swagger, I guess.
Be the people.
Yeah.
Simon Gotch.
Oh, yeah. We all know what happened with Simon Gotch with him and the whole backstage thing.
Getting into backstage fights with people.
Yeah. And finally ending the vaudevillains never to be seen again.
The Bobby Fish lookalike. Then we have Summer Rae.
Sad, really. A lot of people want her to come back, and they just released her along with Emma. So it sucks. It is what it is.
She's on NFL Network, like I said last week for some reason. So good for Summer Rae, I guess. Next, Emma.
That's sad. That's seriously sad. That's probably the most shocking release. I can't believe they actually released her. There's so much potential in Emma, and they didn't want to do it or see it. I don't understand what the whole thing with that was. So
yeah, they had her job to Asuka, and then
kick her out of the.
Next, Darren Young.
Oh, I totally forgot he was part of that release. Oof.
Yeah, with Bob Backlund, that was just horrendous. Please take every day off. Darren Young, as Michael Chow said last year. Make Darren Young
great again. Yeah,
and then
it sure
the
did
last
something.
is James Ellsworth, who's my personal winner. Guy with the most talent on this list that got released.
Most talent on this list. You did not just say
James
that.
Ellsworth, he was a half a count away from beating AJ Styles for the World Championship.
You did
How
not
many
just
of these
say.
people have had a chance at World Championship?
He does not have as much talent as these other people on this list. Stop it.
James Ellsworth was one of the biggest stars of SmackDown Live.
James Ellis does not.
James Ellsworth is a legend. I can't wait for him to get inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame one day. And we'll just
probably
move
the
on
celebrity
from that.
wing.
And Ellsworth's my bias pick winner here, but we do have a non-biased winner.
Yeah, the winner for Future Endeavored.
Future Endeavored of the year.
Of the year goes to Emma.
Such a shame for poor Emma, man. She has so much potential.
She did. It's really sad that we had to pick her as Future Endeavor of the Year, but so much potential.
Her theme song, which she thought was, was growing on us, and then she got released.
They brought her back as a heel too, and just like, oh my god, it works so good. It looked like they were gonna do a lot with her, and then all of a sudden they're like, no, we're gonna make you lose to Asuka, and then we're gonna make you leave the WWE. Poor Emma. Poor Emma.
So. That's why she wins Future Endeavor of the Year. Did we have any Twitter votes for this one?
We did have Twitter votes for this one. So, well, let's get into your Future Endeavors of the Year, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll start off with Michael Chow again. He puts Rich Swann. Not sure why that's there.
He's still employed.
I'm confused, Michael Chow. You have to let us know what you mean by that in the chat. I think I'm reading this right.
He's only suspended. He hasn't been released yet.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't think they're going to... I think he makes a good point, though. I don't think they're going to bring him back after what he's done. The whole...
I don't know. They didn't full-out release him, though. We'll see. Hasn't happened yet.
Number 3 for Harold. Not sure if Harold got the question right either. He put Asuka.
Okay, yeah.
Asuka is not Future Endeavored. Philosopher James Ellsworth.
Yeah!
I can't believe Phil said that. Glorious Greg put Big Show.
I don't think... Don't get Kyle excited. He hasn't left the company yet.
And then Chirag Chakraborty puts Chris Jericho. Guys, Future Endeavored means, like, see you later. Like, you're not coming back to the WWE. Like, you've been released.
We got to make that more clear, I guess.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Kyle would love Big Show to be Future Endeavored, but he probably won't ever get that luxury.
Oh, Michael Chow puts because it's put Future Endeavored.
Oh, good one. All right, so congrats to Emma.
Emma,
I guess,
Future
or
Endeavored.
poor Emma for this award.
I'd say poor Emma. Poor Emma.
Next, we'll get into Barry of the Year.
Oh boy.
We have had some nominees for that, or winners for that over the years. 2014, we didn't have one. 2015, we said Cesaro. This guy's like a frequent nominee every single year, it seems like.
Yep.
The guy's got so much talent, and they just never did anything with him. 2016 was Neville. So Neville finally came back this year.
Yep.
But last year, he was like nowhere to be found, and he was getting buried on the main roster, and then they turned him heel, put him in the Cruiserweight division, and look what he did. So Neville had a good comeback from his 2016 Barry of the Year award. And the nominees this year for Barry of the Year.
All right, let's
Braun
get into this.
Strowman by Roman Reigns at Fastlane.
Oof. Yeah.
That was brutal.
Yep.
They made Braun Strowman finally lose his first match to Roman at Fastlane.
Yeah, get the shovel, Michael Chow. Get the shovel.
You were dying, though, in this match when Braun tried to go for, like, that top rope spot.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
Into the spear. Like, where the hell was he going? So that was just terrible at the time. Felt so bad for Strowman. He was gaining a lot of momentum at that time. This one breaks my heart. Sasha Banks losing to Alexa Bliss and not successfully defending her the title once.
Barry. Shovel.
Sasha has had 4 women's title reigns now and has not defended the title once. Once in 4 reigns.
That makes sense.
Way to bury one of the best women talents you have on the main roster right now. One of the most over people. Not even being able to retain the title. Even Natty retained a title once.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Sasha deserves so much better than that.
Yeah, she does.
Sorry. Even though it was Alexa that did it, was just... I don't even want to recall that feud because that was hard on me.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, next. The club, just in general...
Pretty much, they've been buried like literally all year. Like they get put in these stupid gimmick matches that make zero sense, or they're just buried into Titus Catering. They're like the servers in Titus Catering. They're your servers for the night.
Like
if you don't tip them right,
in WWE, but at the same time, I kind of want them to go back to New Japan because they'd actually be relevant.
Hey, and if you don't tip them right in Titus Catering, they'll call you. You know they're gonna call you nerd.
Yeah, nerd. Yeah, that's probably the only thing they've done all year is the nerd thing with the nerd T-shirt.
That's great.
Next, we have Baron Corbin's failed cash-in.
That was bad. I don't even want to talk about that. I can't believe they did that.
Buried by Cena at SummerSlam, right.
But the fact that they had Jinder Mahal down and out in this match, and then all of a sudden, like he tries to hit Cena ducks, and then all of a sudden Jinder Mahal just jumps up and no sells him being down, and then rolls up. Well, like Corbin's arms are like doing this. Apparently, it was more than a 2 count, and that was just like they buried
Jinder
the shit out of Corbin.
3 AAs to that point, and Corbin was fresh.
That was terrible. Yeah, that was definitely a bury.
And sure you're not gonna like this one either. Last nominee, Shinsuke Nakamura losing to Jinder at SummerSlam.
Yep.
You can say it was dirty, but the Singh brothers really didn't have that much of an impact in this match.
Just in general, him losing to Shinsuke Nakamura, that made no sense. It killed whatever momentum Nakamura had. It's terrible.
That was brutal. That really just killed Nakamura, any momentum or any credibility he had in that match.
Pretty much.
Now look at him now. So... You want to announce the winner for Berry of the Year?
I guess.
You're not going to like it, though.
But Berry of the Year goes to Baron Corbin's failed cash-in on SmackDown Live. Exactly. Barry Corbin. My God. Yes, exactly. His expression in this picture is exactly how I feel when I see this, or every time I have to talk about this shit, because it literally was so stupid. Like... Why do they have to bury people with the briefcase? To me, it's like 95% of the time they should be successfully cashing in. Like, was the last successful cash in Seth Rollins? That was the one before this, right? No, what was the one before this one?
Dean Ambrose.
And he successfully cashed it in.
Yes.
So that we have to successfully cash in 3 and then we fail one. Like, you don't have to fail. Like, Baron Corbin shouldn't have failed here.
And especially because after he lost to Cena, right after that.
Yeah.
And then, it was just, a terrible couple weeks for Baron Corbin.
Mm-hmm.
It was really bad. I mean, luckily now he gained the U.S. title. Didn't do much with it. Now lost it to Dolph Ziggler in that triple threat. But
yeah,
at the time, it was just momentum killer for Baron Corbin. You might as well have put him in the casket and put him in the hole.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess congrats to Baron Corbin.
Guess you can say congrats.
Did the Twitter fans have anything to say?
I'm not congratulating this. This is bullshit. But let's see what you guys say out there for Barry of the Year. And we'll start off with Michael Chow. He puts Baron Corbin losing his Money in the Bank and then losing to Cena days later at SummerSlam. The Golden Shovel had a busy week that week. Harold puts Kurt Hawkins.
I don't know when he was ever good.
Philosopher puts don't know.
Way to go, Phil, man.
With those glorious inputs. And speaking of glorious Greg puts Nakamura being fed to Jinder for Barry of the Year. So I'm guessing the SummerSlam match. And then Chirag Chakraborty puts Bray Wyatt and Finn Balor.
Bray Wyatt and Finn Balor.
So I guess Wyatt getting buried in that case.
I guess a little bit. Finn Balor, yeah, for sure.
Finn Balor. Yeah, let's get it right here. Gotta get the Finn Balors in there with Kurt Angle and what else does Kurt Angle say?
Kane. I mean, nobody wants to talk about that.
Yeah.
So
let's get into the next award.
Congrats to Baron Corbin. Next, I'm trying to figure out one more before we get into NXT. Let's go with Manager of the Year.
Oh, Manager of the Year. Okay. If I can find it here, what the hell?
Okay, let me pull that up here. All right. So for 2014, we didn't have one. 2015, we put Ric Flair when he was with Charlotte, kind of like when Charlotte was first getting established.
Okay.
It's kind of good that she had Ric Flair there to kind of be like the dastardly heel manager.
Yeah.
Always getting involved in the matches, like the WrestleMania match where he held Sasha from getting back in the ring to break up the tap for or the submission when Becky tapped to Charlotte. So Ric Flair was a good manager for her at the time. 2016 was Maurice with Miz, obviously.
Yeah.
People could say it was just a wife. She wasn't a manager, but she was technically a manager. So Maurice was making a difference for Miz at the time. Pun intended there. Foreshadow. And Manager of the Year nominees this year. So we've got Paul Heyman, who always seems to be a nominee.
Again, he's got to be a continuous nominee. What he makes Brock Lesnar. There's no Brock Lesnar and the aura of Brock Lesnar and the pop that he gets without Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman makes 90% of Brock Lesnar. I'm telling you right now, regardless of how much of a beast he is, regardless if he's going to get cheered or not with or without Paul Heyman makes this team.
Yeah, I mean, look how good Brock Lesnar is on the mic. Come on, baby.
Yeah, or when he talks, like, Paul, say something stupid. Like after him just like completely botching whatever the fuck he says. I remember that. I remember that promo. He's like I'm the beast and the best in the world. Paul, say something stupid
or some shit. I don't know. Yeah. But Paul Heyman's one of the GOATs, so he continues to just get Brock Lesnar over, I guess you could say. Next, Zelina Vega.
100% she got to be mentioned for Manager of the Year. Look what she's done to Cien Almas. Cien Almas has had probably the biggest year in NXT, and it's because of Zelina Vega.
Especially towards the end here. I mean, like the last quarter of 26-17, you could say, yeah.
And she's good too. She can cut a great promo.
And the way she gets physical in the ring with the other competitor.
Like the Hurricane Rana. I think was it to Johnny Gargano or is it to Roderick Strong? It was that Hurricane Rana into the steps or something like that.
I'm pretty sure it was Gargano. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she did something to both of them.
It was just nuts, like completely crazy. For a manager to do that is just epic. So she's done so much for Cien Almas. Cien Almas wouldn't be where he is today without Zelina Vega, 150,000%. So
making the difference, as his entrance song is called.
Yeah.
Next, Maryse, who was the winner last year. Well, I guess you could say she just continues to be, a thorn for anybody that faces the Miz. And I guess you could say Miz Taraj, but they're not really managers.
No, but I can see why you'd have to pick her as a nominee. It makes sense. And
next, Paul Ellering.
Oh, the manager of authors of... Oh, shoot. Oh, I gotta wake up here when the Slammys. Okay. Oh. Authors of Sleep. Yes.
Brutal.
But you got to consider him just because of what they've done this year, and and he's basically like the voice of them because they don't know how to speak English. Clearly,
they don't talk. So
yeah,
he's the voice of the voiceless.
Voice of the voiceless.
And the last nominee, my boy James Ellis, aka Ellsworth.
Manager, what has he done for Carmella?
Got Carmella. Oh, you won her the Money in the Bank briefcase.
Yeah, but then they had to redo the match, and she got it right the right time.
No, Ellsworth definitely got Carmella credible on SmackDown Live. I don't care what you say. Ellsworth generated Carmella a lot of heat. You got to admit that.
Sure.
So James Ellsworth is the winner. No, I'm kidding. James Ellsworth is not the winner.
The winner.
So I'll let Kyle announce the winner for Manager of the Year, and this is like so well deserved. Probably one of the like most unanimous awards of the night.
The winner for Manager of the Year goes to Zelina Vega.
Absolutely. Like, it's not even close. Like, you can say Paul Heyman, but he just does this. He's just consistent every single year. What Zelina Vega's done this year for Almas is unbelievable, and now he's NXT champion. Nobody expected that.
Yeah. She's just... Oh, it makes Cien Almas, man. Cien Almas is so much more credible with Zelina Vega as a manager. Like, you cannot take them apart. Ever. Like, it makes so much sense.
And she's a perfect pairing. Like, she's a perfect person for him too.
Mm-hmm.
So, very big props to Zelina Vega for Manager of the Year.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely making the difference.
Yeah, making the difference. And we'll get into our Twitter fans out there. What do you guys say for Manager of the Year? I got it right here. So, Michael Chow puts Zelina Vega, # making a difference. If only main roster, then Paul Heyman.
Yep.
Harold puts Zelina Vega. Philosopher puts James Ellsworth.
Yeah, my boy Phil.
It's such a love-hate thing with Phil. Keeper Girl puts Zelina Vega. Glorious Greg puts Paul Heyman.
Solid pick.
Solid pick. And Chirag Shocker Bordy puts Titus O'Neil. Are you kidding me? Titus O'Neil? Worldwide Catering. As manager of the year.
Manager for Apollo Crews and his like 2 squash matches to Samoa Joe.
And showing Titus O'Neil the perfect food they got going on at Titus Catering, man. You got them chicken wings. You got some glorious Titus pizza with some fresh toppings. You got the New Day pancakes in the corner if you're up for some breakfast at whatever time of the day you're in eating catering. You know,
Titus O'Neil has gotten more airtime in the show than he's probably gotten on Monday Night Raw in the last 4 months. So, wow, Titus O'Neil, that's off the map pick right there.
That was fucking hilarious. I'm dying, man.
Oh my god! Can they just do a Titus Catering gimmick instead of the whole worldwide thing? They might as well just embrace the kings of catering.
The IWC all talks about him and being catering, so might as well.
Now we're gonna get into the NXT awards, and we'll see how we're feeling. We might have to take a break, but if not, we'll just go right through.
Okay.
So we're gonna go with NXT Tag Team of the Year.
Oh, the NXT Tag Team of the Year.
2014, we did not have one. That was mostly because we didn't even have the network in Canada then.
No.
2015, we barely had the network, so we were just getting into NXT, barely. We had Blake and Murphy with my girl Alexa Bliss. Yeah.
Ooh.
Definitely Blake and Murphy. Definitely fall from grace since 2015, but at the time, they were the NXT Tag Champs thanks to Alexa Bliss's great managerial skills. 2016 was the Revival, Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder. I mean, it was like no-brainer, these guys.
Yeah,
Best tag team to ever grace NXT, in my opinion.
For sure.
You look what they did in every match and how much it took for Gargano and Ciampa to finally beat them. Like, how many times, how many finishers the Revival kicked out of in every single match. It seemed like they could ever. Hopefully they do some with them on the main roster. They came back this week to face Rhino and Slater.
Tiffany in the chat puts NXT Tag Team of the Year should go to Kyle and Cappy. Woo!
Huh.
Yeah!
Maybe if we were in shape and we could actually wrestle.
And we name our tag team the Masters Degree.
No, that's you and Chris Masters.
I won't ever be able to.
Kane.
No, you'd be a corporate. Yeah, the corporate sellouts.
Yep. So, NXT Tag Team of the Year nominees. We got Authors of Pain.
Authors of Sleep, correction.
So I'm going to take a nap while you talk about these guys.
You just got to go based off of what they've done in the beginning of the year and their feud with DIY, and they held the tag team titles for that beginning of the year. So it's almost like you have to include them. If you didn't, it would just be wrong. And there's not a lot of tag teams that have done a lot of good stuff throughout the year. NXT, it kind of just looks like they're building more of the tag team division right now. So that's why. All right, I'm done. Cabby, wake up.
Oh, okay. Done talking about Authors of Sleep? Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Next,
I'm glad I had some caffeine. Sanity.
We got
yes.
Sanity.
Talk a lot about them. They've been literally, since they've made their debut in NXT, Sanity have been literally one of the best tag teams on NXT, man. Just that the Range Hobo Gang gimmick just works with everybody. Eric Young's a nut. Killian Dane has proven himself to be really, really good, and looks like he's going to be breaking off from Sanity eventually, man. He can definitely pull his own on the singles. Alexander Wolf is just a nut. We've seen what he can do in the War Games match, and Nikki Cross just an absolute nut. So together, these guys are just perfect. So definitely a great, great tag team on the rise with Sanity and NXT.
And they even have their own singles themes too. Like, that's so sick.
Yep.
And they've had great matches too. Like, every match they've been in, I've loved. So
yeah.
Next we got DIY, obviously, in the first half of the year with Gargano and Ciampa.
Yeah. That's, I mean, before they're split up, they've been,
yeah, that's why I said
epic.
First half of the year.
Yeah, their matches have been freaking insane. These guys are just have so much chemistry together, and yeah, it sucked when they split up, but it was a storyline they really wanted to get into, and now it sucks that Ciampa got hurt, and it looks like they will continue it once he gets better. So they might get back together. The storyline might, like, we don't really see a lot of tag teams getting back together lately. Maybe this will be finally the team to get back together after a split up. So we'll see what happens.
DIY was such a good tag team, though. So good.
Mm-hmm.
And last, we got a late edition here towards the end of the year here, a couple months. We got Undisputed Era.
100%. Undisputed Era, look, since they debut at NXT Brooklyn, man, they just made a serious impact. They've literally have done what their entrance theme starts out with. They've shocked the system. Like, literally what they've done so far has been insane. Now they just recently won the NXT Tag Team titles. Like, these guys are on the rise, and you better watch out for Undisputed Era. And Adam Cole, baby!
No, of course, you got to get that in there.
I love him. I love Adam Cole.
Yeah, Bobby Fish, the Vaudevillains lookalike, and Kyle O'Reilly. I mean, there's big things to come for Undisputed Era. I really think they're going to be that faction that holds every single title. So
yeah.
They're definitely a good late addition. Maybe if they would have been there the whole year, they might have been the winners, but they're not. So Kyle can go ahead and announce the winner for NXT Tag Team of the Year.
All right, your winner for NXT Tag Team of the Year is Sanity. 100% it has to go to Sanity, man. Again, all these guys are crazy on their own. They all stand out. They all stand out when they're a team together. They have such good chemistry. They make such a good faction. And like as you pointed out, they all have their own singles theme, which is amazing. So I don't know. It's awesome. I love them. They've had such a good year. They won the tag team titles. They had an epic. They basically made the War Games match that much more epic. And
Alexander Wolf almost died in that match.
Yeah, you have a breakout star in Killian Dane. Nikki Cross is showing that she doesn't care who she fights. She'll fight male or female. She's just that much of a nutbag. And she's making herself like one of the most craziest and dominant women in the women's division. So, you know what?
She's even getting involved with the men. Like, she's not afraid to mix it up with them and take spots from them. And
yeah. So they get our winner for NXT Tag Team of the Year.
I'm sure that's probably going to be a lot of the Twitter fans' votes, I would just assume.
Yep, and we'll get into those right now. Michael Chow puts Sanity, 100%. Philosopher puts Don't Know, because he probably doesn't watch NXT. That's why. So why even vote? Harold puts Sanity. Cupid Girl puts Sanity. Glorious Greg puts Sanity. And Shirag Chakraborty puts Sanity. Everyone put Sanity.
There you go. Another one of the unanimous awards this year. Well deserved for Sanity.
Yeah, for 150%, man. Just it just makes more sense that they should go to them. No other team has really like broken out or stood out more than them. So good for Sanity. I'm glad that they won this award. Good for them.
Yep. Next, we'll get into NXT Rookie of the Year.
Oh, NXT Rookie of the Year. Which
gotta find it. It's not with the other NXT awards.
Yeah, I don't even have it on my screen. Are you sure we even did this award? I don't think we did this award for this year because I don't have it.
Okay. Guess we didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me see if I have it on my phone. Either way, that was one we might have missed out on, but let me look.
Yeah, it's not on my document.
Were the NXT awards? Okay, no, we didn't have one this year. Okay, we had last year was Bobby Roode. So, okay, we'll move on then. So, next we have NXT Female Superstar of the Year.
Oh, here we go. This is a good one. Did we have some last year? I'm assuming we had some last year.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find the nominees for this one.
Yeah. Womp womp. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. NXT Female Superstar of the Year 2014, not available. 2015, it was, I guess, a tie between Sasha Banks and Bayley.
Oh. Yeah, probably because of their epic match at NXT
I think
Brooklyn.
I picked Sasha Banks and you picked Bayley, so we just went off that. Couldn't decide because neither of us were going to budge on that. I definitely wasn't budging on that, that's for sure. And then 2016 was Asuka. I mean, look at the year she had.
Yeah, basically.
So, I guess we'll get into the nominees for NXT Female of the Year for 2017. Another, again, nominee Asuka. She's a nominee again.
Well, I mean, look at the year she's had before getting called up. She only recently got called up, but before that, man, she ended off her NXT career with the longest reigning champion ever in WWE history. So, I mean, in like NXT and even main roster, I think she passed Goldberg's record, right? So,
Asuka's definitely got to be up there.
Yeah.
Next is Peyton Royce. She's had a very good year after a couple years of her just kind of being in the bottom feeding of NXT women division.
Yeah, she's definitely made her own. That the new iconic thing is been wonders, lots of fans for the iconic duo, and everyone's just waiting for the day she gets called up, man. And when she gets called up, it's going to be a big one. So good for Peyton Royce. I think she's going to do good on her own too. She's definitely definitely positioned herself as she can be one of the top women in the division if she ever gets called up, man.
She plays that bitch heel so good that like just has that cringe voice that you want to hate, but she's
definitely established herself for sure.
Billie Kay. I really hope they don't split them up, but I think Peyton Royce definitely has more potential as a singles competitor than Billie Kay does. That's for sure. Mm-hmm. And she's Mrs. Ty Dillinger, so I mean,
right. Our boy Ty Dillinger has been dating her for like the last 2.5 years, so like good for him.
Good for Ty Dillinger, man. Definitely got himself a perfect 10 in the ring, and
Yeah.
And next we got Nikki Cross from Sanity.
Yep. 100%. You can't not agree that Nikki Cross can be. Look what she's done this year, man. She's crazy. She's one of the top women in NXT. You can't argue with that.
She's had some great matches. She's had some great things with Sanity. Getting involved with the other guys in feuds with Sanity. So now it looks like she's continuing in the NXT women's division. She came out last week and helped out Ember Moon and then like ran off. So it's just she's just like unpredictable, and she's got a very good character.
Yep. And next nominee, or do we have
Ember Moon?
Ember Moon, hey, my girl Ember. Yep, definitely a huge nominee. She's had a up and down kind of start of the year, and then she finally started building up momentum, and now she's built up enough momentum to win that NXT Women's Championship, and it looks like they're going to do some more work with her as the NXT Women's Champion. They kind of switched up her gimmick a little bit, or kind of updated it, so I think some big things are coming from Ember Moon this year. There was a little setback with her injury earlier in the year, but other than that, Ember Moon definitely deserves to be a nominee here for NXT Female of the Year.
And she came the closest to actually beating Asuka, so...
Yeah. Literally, out of anyone, like she was the only one that could have beaten the streak.
Yep.
So,
and the last one is Kairi Sane.
Very early, late nominee, and again, she hasn't had a lot of time to get into this nominee, but we just include her anyway. She won the Mae Young Classic, really good showing at the Mae Young Classic, and
really
she's had a good
Too.
showing. Yeah, really over, and she's had a good showing on NXT. Although I don't like her new theme song, I really hope they can do something with that. But she's definitely building a lot of momentum now into possibly one day winning that NXT Women's Championship.
Just seems like she's going to be like the top babyface woman for NXT in a year or so.
Yeah.
Just has that written all over her. She's pretty cute, too.
Yeah.
So, Kyle, announce the winner.
So, the winner for NXT Female of the Year, and this was close, really close. This is another one we had to really look back on, but winner for your NXT Female of the Year goes to Asuka.
I mean, Luckily, she won't win it next year. But 2 years in a row, she's won this award, and I mean, well deserved. I mean, she was undefeated for so long.
Yeah, and it sucks because everyone came really, really close. And we're really, I know a lot of people are going to give a shit for giving it to Asuka, but you guys got to look at what she's done, like, before getting called up. Like, she's made this division to what it is today, and it was because of her how this division is flourishing after she's gone now. So I think it definitely had to go to Asuka one more time just because of what she's done and what her legacy she's left behind in NXT. We had to give it to her. So, you know what? It's got to go to Asuka. I can't. It sucks, but it's got to go to Asuka. And it's not spray tan, Tiffany. That's the lighting.
It looks like it's lighting.
It's the lighting. So we didn't have our boy Danilo reffing there.
Force in NXT. She's probably going to go down as the best NXT women's champion of all time.
Literally.
So, I mean, nobody else can even compare to what she's done. So, great farewell for Asuka leaving NXT by winning the No Holds Barred Slammy for 2 years in a row.
Congratulations. There you go. I'm sure it's an honor for
Asuka. So she won't win it next year. So luckily we have someone different finally.
Yeah. So
next we'll get into
wait.
Yeah, okay,
the fan.
Twitter. Can't forget about Twitter.
Yeah. NXT. Okay, so your NXT Female Superstar of the Year from you fans out there. Michael Chow puts Asuka, left NXT undefeated. Constant A++ quality matches. Philosopher puts Ember Moon. Ooh.
I don't think I can agree with that. Sorry.
Harold puts Nikki Cross. Cupid Girl puts Nikki Cross. Obviously, that's one of her favorites. Glorious Greg puts Asuka. And Chirag Shocker Bordy puts Ember Moon as well. So 2 fan Ember Moons right there. Okay, that's interesting. Keeps it interesting, you know. Got to keep it fresh.
Yeah, I mean, they were all nominees. They were all, you know, deserving of it, but Asuka was just way too good to not go with her again.
So our NXT Superstar of the Year.
Male
Superstar of the Year.
2014, we didn't have any. 2015 was Finn Balor.
Finn Balor won an award. I can do the Finn Balor pose right now.
Yep. So he had a great year that year, obviously. 2016 was Shinsuke Nakamura.
Nakamura. If you guys don't know, that's how Psycho Sid pronounces Nakamura. Nakamura.
Yep.
Apparently it's a Y.
Credible. So yeah, Shinsuke had a great year in 2016 for sure.
Yep.
And then the nominees for this year for NXT Male Superstar of the Year. First we've got Bobby Roode.
Yeah, makes sense. Look what he's done before getting called up again. Yeah, the first half of the year, he was NXT champion for a bit and basically paved the way for the next NXT champion. So good for...
He was just such a good champion with his entrance and just the way he would act as the heel. Like, he was just a great NXT champion.
Yeah, it sucks what he is now when they're making it... Oh, him as a heel is just... Or as a babyface, sorry. Terrible.
Next, we've got Eric Young, the leader of Sanity.
Yep, Eric Young, man. We have to consider him for what he's done with Sanity. He is the leader, and I don't know. It seems like he's. I know we could argue and maybe say Killian Dane, but I don't know. I just feel like it's a small nominee for Eric Young. I know they're more mainly a tag team, and he's done less stuff as a singles competitor, but he's got to be at least included for this.
Oh yeah, for sure. Eric Young runs that. He's the engine that makes that group go, you know?
Yeah.
And his sells and his things he does in the ring are just hilarious.
It's great.
Facial expressions, everything.
He's definitely the best seller right now. I love it. I love the way he sells moves. Yeah.
So next we got Drew McIntyre.
And again, look at the year he's had with building momentum up to face Bobby Roode, beating Bobby Roode for that NXT championship, and then what he's done with the title since then. And then unfortunately he had that injury at the last takeover and losing it to Cien Almas, and probably going to have a bounce back here when he comes back. But it's been a big year for Drew McIntyre.
Absolutely. Sucks that he got injured, but hopefully he'll come back stronger and better than ever. And maybe with Broken Dreams, we can all hope. His theme song sucks.
We'll see.
Oh, you don't want to agree to that?
Yeah. Well, It is what it is. I've ranted too much about it. Like, I want Broken Dream so bad. It's just like I don't want to get false hope. I know it's not coming back anymore. So they love this
late nominee, Adam Cole, baby.
Yep. I mean, you got it again. Like you said, what you said, what Eric Young does for that team, what Adam Cole does for Undisputed Era. I know Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly can hold their own, but Adam Cole has been that centerpiece of Undisputed Era, and he is obviously the main focus. And what he's done so far as a singles competitor has been great. So, and it looks like they're going to maybe go into this feud with Roderick Strong, and then what they did with trying to lead him into Undisputed Era. So, I don't know, you got to look at it throughout the year, and Adam Cole's definitely made a huge impact to be a nominee.
Like, look at what his debut.
Yeah.
And obviously he hasn't done much as far as winning any championships, but I think 2018 is going to be a big year for Adam Cole, maybe winning it at the TakeOver New Orleans. For Mania, but Adam Cole's definitely made a big splash on NXT by bringing in that faction for sure.
Yeah,
and he was definitely like the biggest signing they've had all year.
Yeah.
And lastly, God, I would never have thought this guy would be in here, but Andrade Cien Almas. Wow.
Yep. You got to, because look at what he's done since getting Selena Vega as his manager. He's been on a hot freaking momentum train, man. It's just been crashing through NXT. He's built up so much momentum. Now look at it. He's NXT champion for the first time in his career, and like he's just soaking it all in, and he's done so good this year. And it's definitely well deserved for sure.
And I mean, even before he won the title, remember him and Gargano's match to start off TakeOver Brooklyn?
Yep. Yeah, that was epic. That literally, like, again, he's had such a really good year this year. So it's without a shadow of a doubt, he has to be one of the nominees for Male Superstar of the Year.
And I mean, we all wanted Almas to be successful, but coming into this year, we never thought that he would be as successful as he is right now. But all props to him, man. He's definitely taken his opportunity and running with it, and he's doing a really good job.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens in 2018 with him and Selena Vega, but definitely great pairing those two. And the winner.
The winner for NXT Male Superstar of the Year is Bobby Roode.
And yeah, you have to look back at the first half of the year, what he did.
Yeah.
You have to look at from January until September when he lost the title, or whatever it was, late August when he lost the title. He brought a lot of prestige to that NXT title.
Yeah, he did. And a lot of people can argue that maybe Cien Almas should have won it here. But if it happened earlier, if he had won the title at Brooklyn, I probably would have said Cien Almas, because that's literally been like half a year with the title. I don't think it's so close. It was between Bobby Roode and Cien Almas. It's literally so close, but we had to give it to Bobby Roode and what he's done in NXT this year, looking back at the start of 2017, till when he get called up and what he's done with that title and him passing it on to Drew McIntyre. And it sucks now that he's a babyface, and a lot of people wishes he was a heel, but what he did in NXT throughout the year, he made, again, like you said, he made that title prestigious. So congrats on Bobby Roode, and we think it's well deserved, and he should be the NXT male Superstar of the Year.
Absolutely. Like you got to remember, like, it's for the whole year. It's not just right now.
Yeah.
Because if we're saying right now, it's obviously Almas, but we can't just like scrap January until August. We have to consider it.
This is definitely a glorious
I'm sure Greg's going to love that one. His father winning the award for NXT Male Superstar of the Year.
And your fan tweets out there, who did you guys pick for Male Superstar of the Year? Let's get into your tweets out there. And Michael Chow puts... okay, I think I'm reading these wrong. Oh, okay, here we go. Aleister Black, Michael Chow puts, for being undefeated, constant A+ quality matches. I can agree with that. I can see why you'd pick Aleister Black there. Okay, I like that. I like that pick. Philosopher puts don't know. Sorry, I read it wrong. He put don't know. Okay.
Wow.
Shocker. Harold puts Drew McIntyre. Cupid Girl 125 puts Johnny Gargano. That's an interesting pick there. All right, I like that. Glorious Greg puts Aleister Black, and Chirag Shocker Bordy puts Aleister Black. So a lot of people picking Aleister Black here, and I kind of wish. I think we'll make him an honorable mention in ours for sure. I know he hasn't. It should go to Bobby Roode, but Aleister Black has had a really good year with the amount of with the matches he's produced this year and how good quality they have been. He's definitely on the rise to probably win it next year if they continue with him next year into NXT. He'd definitely be a serious candidate.
That's what my thought was. I think Aleister Black is definitely going to be a front runner next year in 2018. He's probably going to win the title at some point.
Yeah.
I just think it's too early for him to win the award just because of what Bobby Roode did with the title.
Yeah.
So I think
it was hard. That was really hard. I would have said him too, man. It was close.
So I think Aleister Black definitely a front runner for 2018 for sure.
Yeah, Philosopher with his don't know comments.
Yeah, this don't know guy. He's like everywhere.
Yeah. Enjoy the holidays, James. He's leaving the chat. Have a good one, man. Merry Christmas, duo. All that jazz. We'll see you next week.
Yep. The dad ass. Gotta see
dad
that
ass.
Christmas ass. Okay, next we'll get into NXT Feud of the Year.
Oh, the Feud of the Year. All right.
Didn't have one for 2014.
Okay.
Didn't have one for 2015. 2016 was Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe. That was an
epic feud. I loved that feud, man. The matches they produced. Whew.
Yep, insane. That was just so good. I actually want to go back and watch that feud because it was that good.
Oh God, I have to say that Michael Chow put in the chat. No, don't know. He meant oh no, as in catch its oh no.
I'm not even gonna answer that. You know my thoughts on
that guy,
Chris Hero. Horrible.
Anyways. Yeah, Finn Balor and Samoa Joe had an epic feud. That was definitely well-deserved winner last year.
Trying to look for the NXT. There we go. NXT Feud of the Year nominees. Asuka versus Ember Moon.
Good feud. Good feud. Not really much else to say, but it was definitely a good feud for that NXT Women's title, and they made it so believable that Ember Moon probably could have been the one to dethrone Asuka. So definitely a good candidate. Yep.
Aleister Black versus Velveteen Dream.
Oh my God. And I know it was a late edition here, but that has been such a good feud. The build for that and then have an epic match at the end of it. Holy crap. It definitely has to be considered as a feud of the year. And it was definitely like a match of the year candidate, man. Those two had an epic match at the end of their feud there. So.
And I thought they were going to continue with it, but it looks like Velveteen Dream got hurt. So
yeah,
but they just did a really good job with the whole Say My Name feud. And it was good. It made me a believer of Velveteen Dream.
Yeah.
DIY versus AOP for the first half of the year.
Yeah. Seriously. It literally was a good feud for the first half of the year.
Gargano and Ciampa putting up good fight against those two stiffs.
Yeah.
But they made it a pretty good feud, so I'll give them that. It was kind of dry the first half of the year for tag teams until Sanity came in, Undisputed Era. So they those two teams kind of ran the show for the first half of the year as far as tag teams go. Yeah. And the last nominee, Bobby Roode versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
Definitely an epic feud, man. That feud, oh man, I loved it because it was something new for, and everyone wanted these guys to eventually feud. And I loved their promos on NXT. They were so great, and Bobby Roode going, "All you do is this," and try to copy his aneurysms, and then their matches together were just that much more epic. So this was definitely one of the good feuds.
That was definitely one of the reasons why I picked Bobby Roode as NXT Male Superstar of the Year, because him and Nakamura's feud was so good.
Mm-hmm.
And the way Nakamura sells the glorious DDT with his lanky legs flailing all over the place.
Yeah.
But the winner
for NXT Feud of the Year goes to Bobby Roode and Shinsuke Nakamura. And that's an awesome picture. The picture I found, this is probably the most epic picture I've ever seen. And I picked it up from Google. It's Bobby Roode trying to do the glorious thing, and then Nakamura putting his hand in front of his mic to stop him. And the look of William Regal in the background is probably the best picture I've ever seen.
I'm waiting for it to come up.
This is great, but yeah, definitely Bobby Roode and Nakamura definitely wins feud of the year for our books for sure.
For NXT, it was just It was a very, very good feud for the first half of the year. Can't deny what both of them did. Now they're both on SmackDown, both not really doing anything, which kind of sucks. But maybe they'll relive that feud again from NXT. Oh my God, that picture is fantastic.
Yeah, how great is the William Regal's face? Is just like, why is he so mad in this one?
He looks so angry.
And you got a guy above the right shoulder of Nakamura there. It looks like the guy in the pink is picking his nose. I don't know what's going on there.
So, Twitter fans for this.
For Feud of the Year. Let's see what you guys voted out there for NXT Feud of the Year. And we got some votes here. What's the third one? Okay, so Harold puts Nikki Cross and Asuka. That's a good pick. Michael Chow puts Bobby Roode versus Roderick Strong. Should have been a takeover match. Okay. Cupid Girl 125 puts Shinsuke and Bobby Roode. Glorious Greg puts Asuka and Ember Moon. And Shirag Chakraborty puts Dream versus Black. So a lot of good, interesting picks there, guys. Thank you, as always, for your votes.
A lot of good nominees. A lot of good stuff on NXT, as always.
Yeah, for sure. All right.
So we'll move on to the last NXT award of the night. And that is NXT Match
of the Year. Yes. Let's get into this one. There's been some good ones this year. Especially recently.
God, and then there are late nominees. And there's so, like, we have 6 nominees, but there could be, like, 15 or 20 that, like, unreal matches on NXT, man.
Yeah. That's what we love about NXT. And that's why we review only NXT. Because look at what it produces. It's just such a better show and better content than the main roster. It's sad. And that's supposed to be like their developmental brand.
Developmental better? Okay.
Yeah.
NXT Match of the Year 2014. Sami Zayn versus Neville at NXT TakeOver.
Okay. That was sick. That was a sick match. Yeah.
Yeah, we had to go back and have to look that up because we didn't have the network then. Yep. 2015, we didn't have one. And 2016 was Samoa Joe versus Shinsuke Nakamura at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn.
Yep. And we saw the big rematch at Toronto, the one we went to last year. And we saw the big title change of freaking Samoa. Like, that shocked us. We thought for sure Shinsuke was going to retain, but Joe winning it was just like epic. And I remember watching a reaction video to that, and at first they played Joe's his first theme, and then it transitioned into his current theme. It was so weird. But yeah, definitely an epic match last year for sure.
And we'll get into the nominees for this year.
God, and again, we picked 6, but there could be like 300.
Yeah. So first nominees: Tyler Bate versus Pete Dunne, NXT TakeOver Chicago.
Yep.
That was your favorite match of the whole year up until last week.
Pretty much.
You said nothing was gonna top that match. That was just an incredible match. I mean, you could talk about that match all day long.
Yeah.
Next, DIY versus AOP versus the Revival triple threat for the NXT tag titles at NXT TakeOver Orlando.
Amazing match.
Besides AOP not selling any ladder spots, but
yeah, but great match in that one.
Authors of Pain versus Sanity at TakeOver Brooklyn 3.
Yeah, it was a good match.
Where Sanity won the titles, and then
that's basically why
it debuted.
Yeah. The whole sequence and that whole. You look at it, the thing and what happens before and after the match, definitely one of the matches of the year.
Yeah, remember Nikki Cross took that cross body spot, and then somebody got thrown through a barricade. She got thrown through a barricade as she was getting held by one of the AOP guys.
That was nuts.
Next, Ember Moon versus Asuka at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Ember Moon almost winning.
That's the one that basically it literally led to Asuka almost losing to Ember Moon, and Ember Moon putting on one of the greatest tests for Asuka. Yep. So
her pulling a George St. Pierre. I have to go now.
Yeah.
I almost lost, so I have to go now.
Yep.
And then second last. This was actually my personal favorite, if you were to ask me. Asuka versus Nikki Cross, last woman standing on the regular episode of NXT.
Epic match, man. That was insane. With the huge
superplex off the ladder onto the announce table, man.
That's crazy.
When do you ever see 2 women doing that?
Never.
It was just such a good match because it was just a regular episode of NXT.
Yeah.
For the women's title, man. And it was just spot central. Like Nikki Cross did such a good job in this match. Obviously, Asuka pulled through, but the spots in this match were incredible.
Yeah,
I give him a lot of props to that. And the sixth nominee that had to get added this week because of what we saw, Tyler Bate versus Pete Dunne rematch for the UK Championship on a regular taping of NXT.
I can talk about this match forever. What we witnessed last week, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't, you need to go watch it. I'm telling you fucking right now, you need to go back and watch it. This was probably the match of the century. This was insane. It was what we seen at NXT TakeOver Chicago, plus more. Like, they did some stuff in this match where it made you cringe, it made you go, oh, and it just made you go, what the hell? How did he do that? Like, this was literally match of the century. I urge you to go back and watch this if you haven't. And it was definitely a well-deserved late nominee. Like, this was just so good. The joint manipulation, the crazy outside spots, the incredible strength of Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne, man. These guys made me have an all-new respect for UK wrestling and how much I love it.
They just kicked the ever-living shit out of each other.
Literally. Like, that's not word for word.
The Bruiserweight thing is not just a slogan.
No, he's definitely a Bruiserweight.
And just the longevity of the match. It was like a half an hour match. It went like 10 or 15 minutes over what NXT should usually normally go have for a 1 hour show.
Exactly. So, we'll get into it. Our NXT match of the year, goes to Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne from NXT last week. Holy shit, man.
Did you just give me an Ellsworth duh?
I did give you an Ellsworth duh.
Now, if you guys have been listening to the podcast all year long, Kyle's been saying there's nothing's going to top TakeOver Chicago. Nothing's going to top TakeOver Chicago. And then this match happened.
Yeah, this was the best of all of them. All three, even the one including at the UK Championship when they first faced each other on WWE TV. This was insane. I could literally watch this match over and over again. I know the crowd usually makes the matches, and the crowd was pretty dead. I feel like this was at the end of a taping last week. So, again, the crowd wasn't really into it, but you guys got to watch it for what the match is, and this was probably the most epic match I've ever seen. Like, literally, this is up there with Okada and Omega and Naito and Omega. Like, this is way up there, man. Like, this match was incredible. And again, it brings me a new respect for British strong style wrestling, man. I love these guys. And they're so young. Pete Dunne, 24. Tyler Bate, 20 years old. These guys are the future. So,
yep, hopefully fighting for an IC or world title someday.
Yeah. So, we'll see what you guys said out there for NXT matches of the year. And I know there's some that are late and you guys didn't get to vote in time. I know it was last week, but we'll see what you guys said. Michael Chow puts the Bruiserweight versus Liv Morgan's new boyfriend, Tyler Bate, for the UK Championship at TakeOver Chicago.
Wow.
Harold.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a great match.
Glorious Greg. Oh, God, I'm so confused here. Okay, here we go. Glorious Greg puts Tyler Bate versus Pete Dunne. I'm guessing it's the Chicago match, just with the lateness of the tweet. Dream versus Black from Chirag Chakraborty. Dream versus Black from Cupid Girl. Bate versus Dunne from Philosopher. And Harold puts, I'm guessing this is what he put for this one, Clash of Champions No, that can't be the NXT one. Okay, so there's a mix-up with Harold. I don't think he got to vote in time. But, yeah, those are those votes. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for those.
Yeah, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, fight forever, please.
Literally, that's such like an overused expression now in wrestling with the fight forever shit. But these guys could literally fight forever, and I wouldn't care. Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate have such good chemistry. It's insane. And not taking away anything from Velveteen Dream and Aleister Black. That match was fucking sick. That's probably almost match of the night at War Games. It sucks that the main event was so good and overdone that it took a lot away from it. But I'd say Black and Dream stole the show at War Games, man. That match was epic. Especially the feud leading up to that, man. It was insane.
Yeah, honorable mention to the War Games match, too, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
Where Alexander Wolf almost lost his ear.
Yeah.
But
literally, he's bleeding like crazy, man.
So we've gotten halfway through. Do we want to take a break or we want to continue through?
You You know what? Let's just continue through. Let's just get it out. Let's get this done.
Okay, I gotta take a drink. Drink it in, man.
So that is it for the NXT awards.
Yep. The half-hour delay we had, we'll just continue through.
Yep.
So, we'll get into Return of the Year.
Oh, so this goes to the superstar who made their great return this year for the WWE main roster. So, let's get into it.
Okay. So, Return of the Year. For 2014, we didn't have one. 2015 was Alberto Del Rio at Hell in a Cell with Zeb Coulter just out of nowhere. And 2016 was the shocking return of our Shane O'Mac on Raw. That was crazy. What a pop for him. So, now we'll get into the nominees for this year. We got Kurt Angle.
Yeah, Kurt Angle.
Yep, coming back, getting inducted in the Hall of Fame, being named the GM of Monday Night Raw.
Yep,
great return for Kurt Angle. So over, still doing the "You Suck" thing. People still love him, so good for him. Next nominee was the Hardys, returning at WrestleMania.
Probably one of the biggest pops of the year still.
Finn Balor from his return from injury.
Finn Balor? Yeah. Oh, yeah, Finn Balor when he came back from injury, the Raw after Mania.
Yep. Shelton Benjamin with his return with Chad Gable. The new
what they've done so far with that tag team has been epic, man. So definitely well-deserved nominee here.
I think they're going to win the tag titles in 2018 at some point.
Yep.
And lastly, our late nominee, your girl Paige.
Yeah, Paige and Absolution.
Evolution 2.0 over here.
Absolution is a mystery.
And the winner for Return of the Year.
The winner for Return of the Year goes to the Hardys at WrestleMania 33.
God, that pop they got.
Man, it was on Stone Cold level. And in a stadium like that, to be that loud was insane. We were in a movie theater watching this, and our movie theater was loud. We went nuts when the Hardys came out. I know a lot of people wanted the Broken Hardys right off the bat, but just the nostalgia of them coming back and then actually winning the tag team titles on their return is just insane, man. And then you had Matt Hardy still doing the broken aneurysms. It was just so good.
And nobody expected it because they had just had like a huge match the night before.
Yeah, at the Ring of Honor event, like a huge ladder match. So no one expected that much for them to compete in, and they were like beaten up and bruised after that. So like no one really expected this to happen. But
I love the picture you chose of Matt Hardy. Yeah,
it's wonderful.
We still did the broken stuff, even though they came out with the Hardy Boys theme. It was awesome.
I'm glad they all sorted that shit out now and they were able to do Woken Matt Hardy.
So,
but
Twitter?
Twitter. What did you guys say out there for Return of the Year? And I can open it right here. Return of the Year. All right, Michael Chow puts the Hardy Boys. # yes. Harold puts Goldberg.
He returned the year
2016. I'll give an honorable mention to Goldberg. Philosopher puts the Hardys. Glorious Greg puts the Hardys, and Shirag Chakraborty puts the Hardys. The High Rags.
The High Rags. Sounds like a terrible bootleg version. But yeah, the Hardys, just such an epic return, man.
It was
Nobody expected it. I don't
delightful.
Think. And them winning the tag titles, it just icing on the cake. It was such a good return, and glad to have them back. I guess they're super over, and the whole broken thing's gonna hopefully be something great in 2018 when they finally, debut the whole thing.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
Now we'll get to not return. We have Turn of the Year.
Oh, so the heel/face turn of the year is for these nominees, ladies and gentlemen.
And it's not Big Show, because that guy turns face and heel more than anybody in WWE history.
Biggest, literally, pun intended, biggest tweener ever.
Or Kane, too.
Or it's gotta be Kane.
So, Turn of the Year nominees. Oh, wait. We had some, 2014 we didn't have a winner. 2015 was Sheamus' heel turn on Dan O'Brien and Dolph Ziggler, the Raw after Mania.
Yep.
Sheamus debuted his You Look Stupid haircut and his new theme song.
Yeah.
And then 2016 was AJ Styles' heel turn on John Cena on Raw. That was awesome.
Yep. That was great.
started the whole club thing and led to the whole Styles and Cena feud, which was obviously epic.
Too sweet.
Yep, and then nominees for this year for Turn of the Year. I cried during this one. The KO turn on Chris Jericho, Festival of Friendship.
A lot of people hated this. And, I liked it for storyline-wise, but definitely was a sad moment for a lot of us fans out there in the end of the Festival of Friendship.
It was just so well done, though. It was such a good turn by KO with Jericho. How come my name's on this?
It's a list of KO.
Yeah, but he throws them through all Jericho's things that he got him. That's why it makes our list. So, next we have Cesaro's heel turn on the Hardy Boys.
Oh, see you later, Cuba girl. She's got to go. See you later. Hope you come back and watch the rest of this.
Cesaro's heel turn on the Hardys.
Okay, it's all right. I mean, yeah. I mean, it was very much expected. I think people knew it was going to happen, but it was definitely a big thing for them because it kind of stunted the momentum of the Hardys. So,
and they've done pretty good on this heel run so far, so that's good.
Yeah.
Tommaso Ciampa on Johnny Gargano.
Huge, because that was literally that was just as much disappointing as the Festival of Friendship ending, man. What he did to Johnny, the way he did it, like he destroyed Johnny Gargano that night, man. Like throwing him into the Titantron and beating the shit out of him, man. It was nuts.
Out of nowhere, too.
A big backstab for Johnny Gargano.
Ends DIY's great tag team run.
Yeah.
Next was Big Cass on Enzo, which could have been the worst thing they could have done for both of them.
Yeah, because after that, literally, Big Cass is a singles guy. Absolutely not. Enzo as a single is just as cringe. So it was definitely the worst thing, but definitely a big turn.
And they paired him with Big Show.
Yeah, but definitely a big turn. Huge turn.
And lastly, Sami Zayn's heel turn on Shane McMahon.
Yeah, pulling Kevin Owens off that table and Shane crashing through another announce table, second time in 2 years. This guy's just a
Sami
spot
Zayn
dummy.
becomes Kevin Owens' like guardian angel after everything he's done to him.
Yeah, basically.
It was well needed for Sami Zayn too.
Yeah.
So the winner for Turn of the Year.
The winner for Turn of the Year goes to Sami Zayn and heel turn on Shane McMahon at Hell in the Cell 2017 this year. And yep, there's the picture of his surprised look and him pulling off Kevin Owens off the table and looking at Shane crashing through that table. But so definitely a big turn, man. Not a lot of people expect Sami Zayn to turn heel.
We wanted Zayn to turn, but we didn't think they would actually do it.
And they actually did it. They pulled it off. It's crazy.
And now Sami Zayn, he wasn't doing anything, and he needed something to do, and they needed to make him credible again. I mean, you could say he's not really credible because he's just KO's sidekick, but now he's actually being put in a good storyline with KO, and this thing's basically the best thing going on SmackDown right now as far as feuds.
Basically. So congratulations to Sami Zayn for winning Turn of the Year from us. So who did you guys out there think Turn of the Year was? And we get into your tweets. Michael Chow puts Sami Zayn. There's an agreeing there. Cuba Girl puts Kevin Owens turning on Chris Jericho at the Festival of Friendship. Sad, sad moment. Harold puts Sami Zayn. Philosopher puts Sami Zayn. Glorious Greg puts Owens turning on Jericho at the Festival of Friendship.
Yep.
So another turn there. And then Chirag Chakraborty puts Sami Zayn turning heel at Hell in the Cell. So split down the middle between the Festival of Friendship and the Sami Zayn Turn of the Year.
Both very well done turns as far as storylines.
Yeah.
Both had KO in them too. So there you go.
Interesting, yeah.
Next, debut of the year.
Oh, this goes to the superstar or female who made an impact after their debut, or basically just, them debuting is an impact alone. So this just goes to who we think was the best debut of the year. So
2014 was It's Sting.
It's Sting, the vigilante.
Stinger's here. Red Survivor Series.
Yep.
2015, we didn't have one. Bad year for debuts in 2015, I guess.
Seems like 2015 was a bad year.
2015 was horrendous. 2016 was Finn Balor.
Oh, Finn Balor. Hey.
I think we kind of gave it to him as the Demon Balor when he won the Universal title at SummerSlam.
Yep.
So I think that's what that was for. And then obviously the unfortunate circumstance of him getting hurt and then never getting the title opportunity again, his rematch. Yep. So see if that
still hasn't gotten his rematch. Still hasn't gotten it.
Yep. So debut of the year nominees this year: Samoa Joe on Raw after WrestleMania 33.
Yep. Definitely for sure that he made an instant impact, man, attacking Seth Rollins out of nowhere and just destroying him, man. Like that was literally a brutal
man
beatdown.
Of Triple H at that time.
Yeah, he got such a good pop because everyone thought he was going to debut at the Rumble earlier this year, or even at WrestleMania. So big impact right off the bat for Samoa Joe.
Yep.
And
next, you could say this is a biased pick, but it was honestly such a cool debut because we didn't know that they were going to do it, and then when they actually did it, it was like holy shit. Ty Dillinger as the number 10 entrant in the Royal Rumble.
Literally, that was nuts. Like people just like, yeah, they're not going to do it. It's a fan pick. Everybody's not going to listen to the fans. They never listen to the fans. It would be such a nostalgia thing if they made him come out at 10. And sure enough, they actually made him come out at number 10, and it was just nuts. You got such an insane reaction. Although he really got jobbed in it, we went nuts. We knew he was going to get jobbed because it was Braun Strowman in there. I'm like, hey, he's going to get jobbed, but it was nuts. The crowd loved it. It was such a good debut, and then eventually he had to go back to NXT and then re-debut on SmackDown earlier this summer.
But it was just such a cool debut, actually coming out at number 10. It was just epic.
Yeah,
it was probably the only good thing that happened in that Royal Rumble, honestly.
Pretty much. We know what happened at the end.
Yeah. Next, we got Shinsuke Nakamura on SmackDown. He didn't really do anything, but he came out and interrupted The Miz.
He got a massive reaction. Probably the best reactions he's had on SmackDown since. Yeah. On SmackDown.
Next, we had the Revival on Raw after WrestleMania 33 attacking the New Day.
Yeah, they got an insane reaction and then kicking over the ice cream cart and having that match, the New Day, and winning. And it sucks that the injury they've had this year. They could have had a big year. Hopefully 2018 is going to be a big year for the Revival, so we'll see what happens.
Literally, both of them had something unfortunate happen to them this year, so hopefully they've gotten over that, and 2018 will be a big year for the Revival.
Yeah. Aleister
Black on NXT.
Literally, since Aleister Black's debut on NXT, he's done nothing but be dominant. He's undefeated. Again, like what Michael Chow said, he's had 8+ matches. So, again, he's definitely a well-deserved debut here, and looks like he's going up from here, man. So good for Aleister Black.
And lastly, Adam Cole / Undisputed Era at TakeOver Brooklyn 3.
That was just epic, man. Like you knew Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly were already on the roster, and it was such an unexpected moment because it was at the end of the main event, and it was just a title match, like a singles title match with Drew McIntyre, and he turns around and he sees he sees Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly are going, what the hell? What are you guys doing out here? You're going to fight me? Fine, come fight me. And then all of a sudden from behind, Adam Cole makes his debut, and then all three of them attack the shit out of Drew McIntyre, and it was not known before that these guys were going to be a team. I know the dirt sheets, they're thinking about it, but a lot of people there are like, I don't know, they didn't know that was going to happen, and end up creating this team of Undisputed Era and attacking Drew McIntyre and making the most shocking end to Brooklyn 3. So,
and the winner
for debut of the year goes to Undisputed Era, NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3. This is really tough again. There are a lot of good nominees for this year, but Undisputed Era just made such a better impact upon debut with their debut of the year. And just, you can argue with Samoa Joe making a huge impact on Seth Rollins, but Undisputed Era just it's crazy to think that they did the last 3 Ring of Honor World Champions and put them in a faction and then making a huge statement by attacking the shit out of Drew McIntyre upon winning his NXT championship there. And just, it was insane. The crowd went nuts for it. It makes sense that would be probably debut of the year.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Adam Cole, baby.
Yeah, it was just sick. Adam Cole debuting. Yeah. And the
again, there's great debuts
hard.
this year. Such great debuts this year. It's just this one made a huge impact.
Yeah, and hopefully it did change the landscape of NXT at the time.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about it,
because
Rude had just lost the title to McIntyre.
Yeah,
and then Adam Cole debuts, and it just shakes up the whole NXT main title picture. It was crazy.
So, who do you guys think out there debut of the year was? So get into your tweets. Michael Chow puts Adam Cole, baby. Cupid Girl 125 puts Adam Cole, baby. I'm gonna get tired of saying that. Harold puts the Hardy Boys at WrestleMania for debut of the year.
That was a return, not really
like
a debut.
Almost like a re-debut, I guess. Oh,
yeah.
Philosopher puts the Great Don't Know.
Great.
Glorious Greg puts Ty Dillinger at the Royal Rumble. There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you, Glorious Greg. And Chirag Shockerboardy puts Samoa Joe on Raw after WrestleMania. So thank you for your picks, guys. Great picks there.
All right. Getting into my favorite categories of the year.
Oh, God. Here we go.
Here we go. Worst feud of the year.
Oh, God. Oh.
One of our favorite awards every single year. A lot of nominees for this one every year. Only the winners we'll announce, though. We won't remember all the other atrocious ones from back in the day. 2014, Worst Feud of the Year. 3MB versus Los Matadores.
Oh, my God. I think I just puked a little bit. I think I just gagged.
What a feud. Not really.
What a feud. Oh, God. Oh, God. Is this one bad?
Next, Rusev versus Dolph Ziggler in that awkward love.
Oh, yeah. What the hell was that?
So awkward.
Oh, man. That was nuts.
And last year, well-deserved, Triple H versus Roman Reigns.
Yeah. I'm not even saying anything more about that.
Triple H winning the title at the Rumble, and it was horrible. So, nominees for Worst Feud of the Year this year. And this one, you guys would probably say, what? But when you think about it, Miz versus Dean Ambrose on Raw, because they had just done that feud on SmackDown. Yeah,
literally. They copied the feud over to Raw after the Superstar shakeup. Why? Why not do something different? Again, I had no interest in it because they already did it before, so that's why it gets a nominee for Worst Feud.
Like, what's the point of Superstar shakeup if you got the exact same feud?
Right?
Next was Bayley versus Alexa Bliss. That was a really bad feud. Bayley was cringe as hell in that feud. The matches they had were really bad.
Yeah.
It was just, it didn't go over well because they were supposed to make Bayley look like this great babyface. She ended up getting booed in most of the feud because,
it was terrible.
Alexa's so good that she gets cheered as a heel.
And then they had the kendo stick on a pole match. Like, come on. What are we in the Vince Russo era? Let's go. Let's get this out of here.
Yeah, the feud was bad. Unfortunately, even though our girls were in it, but it was bad.
Yeah.
Undertaker versus Roman Reigns.
That was only bad for one reason. You guys I don't have to sit here and tell you why that was terrible. It was the worst decision ever because it's literally retired the Undertaker and you had to choose Roman. Really, out of all people, they could have given us John Cena, which would have made a lot more sense. No, they had to force feed Roman down our throats.
Yes, Roman. Next,
everything for Roman.
Jinder Mahal versus Randy Orton.
Oh my God. This was so bad.
Talk about boring.
Like, who cares? What brings me interested into this feud? You tell me, sit here and tell me why I would be interested between a Jinder Mahal and Randy Orton feud. Tell me. I'll wait. I'll wait.
Randy Orton's not a babyface at all, and like he's going up against he was basically like heel versus sort of heel Randy Orton. It was a terrible pairing from the start.
Bad booking, terrible booking, garbage booking.
Here you go. This is probably your favorite. Big Cass versus Big Show.
Yuck. Absolutely disgusting. Yuck.
Come on, you don't want to talk about the...
No, because it was pointless. It was stupid.
In, like, stripping down to his underwear and lubing himself up to get out of the shark
This
cage.
was the channel-changing moment of Raw when this was going on. This was like, okay, let's go switch to something else, wait for that to be over, then switch back over to Raw. Because I didn't care. Who cares? Big Show shouldn't be on TV in 2017. Kane shouldn't be on TV in 2017. It's done is done. Cass is injured. We got rid of that feud. Move on.
The plaque is still on the shop if you want to buy it on clearance, Kyle.
Nope.
Anyway, so the winner for worst, call them winners, worst feud of the year.
Worst feud of the year goes to Jinder Mahal and Randy Orton for that horrendous feud that absolutely nobody cared about.
The Punjabi prison match with Great Khali coming.
Oh my God! Like that takes the cake right there. For Jinder having Khali come back, that's why they win. That's why they win worst feud of the year. That alone, right there.
It was just so boring.
It's terrible, especially a guy like Randy Borrington. Oh, I can't even.
Jinder, I gotta turn my TV up to 100 to hear him.
I am the modern day Maharaja. Like I can't hear you, Jinder. Hello. Unbelievable.
Awful feud.
Awful. I gotta get this off my screen. What the
Twitter fans say? Hopefully they agreed with us on this one.
Hopefully. The Twitter fans, what are you guys saying for worst feud of the year? And right here, Harold puts Jinder Mahal and Shinsuke Nakamura. So there's a Jinder there. Michael Chow agrees with us. Jinder and Orton. Jinder experiment was a failure. Too many rematches, and Great Khali randomly appears to help Jinder with a crappy Punjabi prison match. Yep. Couldn't have said it better myself. Ty Dillinger and Aiden English, Cupid Girl puts. That was a terrible feud. Do you remember that? That's an honorable mention right there. Oh, man.
Poor Dillinger was losing to Aiden English.
Yeah.
Why even call him up?
Glorious Greg puts Mahal and Orton. And Chirag Chakraborty puts Wyatt and Balor. I guess he didn't like that. A lot of people were shitting on that, so I can see why he picked that.
So, yeah. Oh, Dillinger and Aiden English.
I already know what this next category is. And
yes! Worst match of the year.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Winners. Like I say,
I'm not looking forward to that.
I don't call them winners, but
okay, let me prepare for this.
For 2014, your favorite match of all time, Hornswoggle versus El Torito in the WLC match.
That's literally my worst match of all time. You said it right. That's literally the worst match of all time. Who likes that match? You can't. There's going to be 0 people out there that are like, oh, do you remember when they had those little guys, compete in that match? Oh, that was so good. I'm going to go back and watch that match. Said no one ever.
Only a WLC was discriminatory.
Yeah, that too. Like, way to go, Vince.
2015, Big Show versus Ryback.
Oh. What the
Leading
fuck?
up to the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I'm not even going to talk about that anymore.
Okay.
2016 was Natty versus Charlotte at Money in the Bank. That atrocious shit. Where Charles Robinson instantly became a heel referee.
Oh, yeah. That made sense. Because, he's had such a history of becoming a heel ref. Why don't they just put, what's his name, Chad Pat in that match?
Scott Armstrong.
That's it.
Nick Patrick.
Yeah, Nick Patrick. Why didn't they just put one of those guys in there? Would have made sense.
And then, Rick, he kept saying he's always been a Ric Flair fan, and I said at the time, where did this come from? He's been back with the company for 14 years.
Waffle Source, you must be. I hope you're trolling in the chat about the WLC, because I have nothing to say to that.
I didn't even see what he wrote, but
he wrote, actually, the WLC is looked upon favorably. Anyways,
so yeah, Natty Charlotte, horrendous match.
Yeah.
The worst match of the year candidates this year, 2017, the Royal Rumble match of 2017.
And we all know why, because we got to number 30. Everyone's like, oh, Samoa Joe. Oh, it could be Finn Balor. He could be coming back early. Who's going to be? Something good. And you
saw the reaction videos out there at number 30.
Oh, my God. It says it all. Our reaction video, I took a card of Randy Orton and a card of Roman Reigns, and I threw it in the trash. That was my review of the Royal Rumble.
And Roman had just had a match for the world title or Universal title earlier in the night.
I'm glad he didn't win, but literally either of those guys shouldn't have been in the last two.
Oh, it was awful. Kevin Owens versus Goldberg at Fastlane.
We've already discussed that.
Squash.
Yeah, pretty sure.
It was really slow at the beginning. Owens wouldn't even get in the ring, and the match didn't start, and then it started, and it was just a squash. Yeah. So, felt bad for KO. I'm guessing you don't want to react to that.
No, I said what I need to say about that.
Okay. Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania 34 with your favorite CGI bullshit going on.
Oh my God! Like, what the hell is that? Like, why was there need to be CGI in that, man? You could have just had a normal match. It was bad. I understand what they were trying to do, but for it to have like zero effect on Randy Orton, like they did it 4 times in this match with 4 different CGI bullshit, but it had like zero effect on Randy Orton. Like it did nothing to him after. Like it was just terrible. From a terrible feud and just it did absolutely nothing for me. It was one of those matches that we were watching in the movie theater that I was mostly on my phone than watching this match. So
next, don't go too far, these two. House of Horrors match, Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt.
A lot of people loved it for the scenery and all that bullshit. I was one of those people that shit all over it. It did nothing for me. Like it was
House of Horrendous. Thought it was going to
be. Literally, House of Horrendous is what we thought it was. Just nothing. Absolutely nothing. I can't talk anymore about it because it's gross.
Girls, Alexa Bliss versus Bayley. Extreme Rules kendo stick on a pole match. Vince Russo.
Yeah, did they call Vince Russo for an idea in this match? Like, what the fuck? Where did this come from? It was terrible. That was just this match was so bad. It was so bad, and it was literally just title. It was literally just to get the title on your girl. Like they could have done it any other way but that, but they chose to do it that way. Whatever. It was a terrible idea. It is what it is.
And the last nominee, there were 6 for this one because there were so many bad ones that we couldn't decide. The Punjabi prison match, Randy Orton versus Jinder Mahal.
And solely for the fact of Great Khali, for whatever reason, showing up for 1 week and coming back at the end of this match, nothing else to say. The match was terrible. A lot of people were saying, oh, the match itself was good except for the ending. No, it wasn't. Jinder Mahal cannot have a good match.
Can you recall any good spot from that match? Because I can't.
People give Jinder Mahal way too much credit. I'm sorry. I'm one of those people that don't see what people see in Jinder Mahal.
It was just why did they have to be in the Punjabi? Like, Randy Orton in the Punjabi prison? It was just stupid.
Yeah. So, the winner for worst match of the year goes to Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton at WrestleMania.
Randy Orton had 3 nominees in the worst match of the year.
Beautiful CGI match. 3 nominees. Yeah, let's keep pushing Randy Orton. Oh, this was terrible.
Give it to Jinder, to be honest with you.
It was close. It was a good close one, but I had to give it to this one just because it's WrestleMania, where you're supposed to have good matches.
And the worst part was this feud was actually good leading up to this.
Yeah.
The feud was so good, like with Orton burning down the Wyatt compound and shit. Like, it was a good feud. It had people excited for this match.
Yeah, what Michael Chow said, Bayley saying that she didn't use the kendo stick because she's not that type of girl. Like, what the fuck? What's
the point of having the match? She didn't even touch one. Bayley didn't even get her hands on one. It was horrible.
But right here,
Randy Orton, Bray Wyatt.
This is the biggest letdown. The biggest letdown WrestleMania match ever. So
because it was like that's why you could also make the point, because Randy Orton and Jinder didn't really have any hype going into it. Like, everybody knew it was gonna suck ass. People actually thought Orton versus Bray was actually going to be a pretty good match because of the feud they had leading up to it.
Yeah.
And it just completely shit the bed.
Yeah. So we'll get into your worst matches of the year out there, you Twitter fans. We got Michael Chow saying Cena versus Reigns at No Mercy. Didn't live up to the hype. Boring. And Reigns kicking out of 4 attitude adjustments, including a super AA and a double AA. Awful.
That was really bad. I remember us ranting about that for weeks on end.
I can't talk about it anymore. It's bad for my personal health. Can't do it. Glorious Greg with this. He puts any Jinder Mahal match.
I mean, you can't disagree with that.
No. Harold puts the Punjabi prison match. Philosopher puts Owens and Goldberg. Cuba Girl puts the Punjabi prison match. And Shirag Chakraborty puts Orton and Rusev at SummerSlam.
Yeah, that won our squash of the year.
Yeah, it's also a bad... Oh, man, it was terrible CGI, too. I agree with Acer 5000 in the chat. It didn't even phase him. Like, it was just so dumb. But thank you for your votes, guys, as always.
So I can leave now. Those are my 2 favorite awards. We're done. That's it. Show's over.
Yeah, okay.
And we got 9 left.
All right.
We're pushing through, guys.
Yeah.
You're gonna need to get some popcorn for these ones here. We're getting to the good stuff now.
What's the next one?
Spot of the year.
Ooh, spot of the year. And that goes to any wrestling move or any something that pops out. Is an incredible spot made by two athletes in the ring to win spot of the year. So
we had to rename it because we had it as move of the year, and people kind of got confused last year. So spot just makes sense. Let me get my new list out here with the last awards on it. Spot of the year 2014 didn't have one. Spot of the year 2015, the Kalisto Salida del Sol off a ladder at TLC onto another ladder.
That was insane. That's still like I still look back at that, man. Insane.
That was like a late addition too to the nominees, and it led to Kalisto actually getting somewhat of a push after that.
Yep. And
then for 2016 was Shane McMahon's, just nostalgic elbow drop off the top of the cell onto Undertaker at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this year, another spot for Shane McMahon at WrestleMania. Shane McMahon's missed shooting star press.
At WrestleMania this year. Oh, my God. I cringe at that, man. Oh, man. He landed so terrible. He didn't land as bad as Brock Lesnar did at 19, but still, like, it's still a move. But if you miss, that still hurts like hell. But for Shane McMahon to pull that off at his age right now, incredible. Even
though he missed it, it was still a cool attempt spot.
Yeah.
Jeff Hardy swanton off the top of the ladder at WrestleMania onto Sheamus and Cesaro on the other ladders that were placed.
And we say him for doing that because, holy shit, man. Again, Jeff Hardy, after battling through that ladder match, he just had the same weekend at WrestleMania to do a spot like that. He must have been hurt or on so many painkillers. Like, Jesus.
I don't know how he balances himself on the top of the ladder like that.
I don't know either. That's nuts.
Next, we had Charlotte's powerbomb to Natty through the announce table on SmackDown, which led to the Money in the Bank ladder match being announced for the women.
It was all right. It was a good spot by two women, man. And you don't see that a lot, so that's why we had to include it for spot of the year.
Yeah, Charlotte with like a legit powerbomb through the announce table to Natty. Like, it was just sick.
Yeah.
Next, we had Asuka's... Oh, this was fucking insane. Asuka's superplex to Nikki Cross off the top of the ladder through the announce table on NXT. Wow.
If you guys don't know, this was on a normal episode of NXT back in June. And it was... They set up a ladder where the announce table is on NXT, if you guys know where that is. And they did a superplex off it through the table. And for two women to do that, they don't really do that ever. That was just incredible. And to take a spot like that, too, like, it's got to hurt both women here.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
And the last nominee was Hideo Itami's Falcon Arrow to Aleister Black off the top rope at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3.
That was insane. And those guys put on another good match. Aleister Black puts on a good match no matter what or who he's with. So, and that was just an incredible spot.
Hopefully he shows his potential. It finally shows through this year. Maybe when he seems like he's on the main roster now. So.
Yeah.
And the winner.
So the winner for spot of the year goes to Asuka's superplex to Nikki Cross on the episode of NXT, June 28th, 2017. There's a picture. I have tried so hard to find a picture of this, and this is the only one I could find on Google. It's literally, they're about to go through the table. It's literally like a second before they're going to go through the table. So you can see right here in this picture how epic the spot was. Like the ladder set up right there next to the table, and she had to pick up Nikki Cross over that ladder and then go through the table. Like, this was just incredible and definitely a reason why we picked it as spot of the year, man. It
was definitely one of the reasons why I loved that match too.
Yes, I agree, Acer 5000. There's been some crazy spots this year as well. Big year for spots. But this was definitely one that stood out to us and still stands out to us since then, man. It was just incredible. And then the last woman standing match, too. Like, it was just a complete package. So,
agreed.
What did you guys think for spots of the year out there? We'll get into your winners. So, Michael Chow puts the New Day's triple tag team electric chair drop at Survivor Series. That, and you show me the picture here. That was pretty cool. Oops. Skipped over. Phil Osford gives us a don't know, obviously.
Thanks for your input, Phil.
Cupid Girl 125, or 125, not Pive, puts Shane jumps off Hell in the Cell at Hell in the Cell. That was a good spot. Glorious Greg puts Shane jumping off the Hell in the Cell as well. And Chirag Shocker Aborty puts Killian Dane executing a coast-to-coast drop kick at the War Games pay-per-view.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet, too, for a big guy to be doing that.
Yeah, and I agree with him there. For a huge guy to do that, man, is just incredible.
But Spot Central, man.
Yeah, literally,
NXT.
It's been a year of spots, especially NXT, yeah.
So well-deserved to Asuka and Nikki Cross. That was just an incredible match and a great way to top it off. That was just awesome.
Yeah, yeah. So next award.
Moment of the year. So this could go either two ways. It's a good moment or a moment that we were like, why the hell is this happening?
Basically. So it involves both categories.
So, moment of the year for 2014 didn't have one. 2015 was the Rock and Ronda Rousey teaming up at WrestleMania against Triple H and Steph.
That was cool. That's still pretty cool to this day because Ronda Rousey, where she was at that time in her life. So for The Rock to bring her in, and they had that kind of moment, that WrestleMania moment, pun intended. So good for them.
Now it looks like Rousey might actually get her match a couple years later. So
yeah,
see. And then 2016 was when we were there. We were actually witness to this. Goldberg squashing Brock Lesnar in under 2 minutes at Survivor Series.
Yeah, that was nuts.
Nothing more you could say about that. It was just so unexpected.
Mm-hmm.
So nominees this year for Moment of the Year. The Raw after WrestleMania 33 crowd shitting on Roman Reigns for 10 minutes to open the show.
If you guys don't remember, it's like they would not let him talk. Every time he brought the mic near his mouth, it would just boo louder and louder and louder. And it just shit on him, saying F you, Roman, and chanting like stuff you wouldn't hear normally. Like, they just shit all over Roman Reigns. And then he finally, what did he say? Just like, or I'm the
this
guy.
This is my yard.
Or this is my yard. And he drops the mic.
But literally, like, fuck you, Roman. Any chant you can think of to just rip on Roman, they were doing it for 10 minutes to open the show.
Yeah, yeah.
It was. I wish I was there for that. That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get the shit on him this year after Raw Mania crowd.
Oh, yeah, we'll be there. We'll be there.
Jinder Mahal winning the WWE World Title.
I think it's a terrible moment. I don't know what you think.
It's definitely a moment. You got to admit that.
Let's just say it's a moment.
It is a shocking moment.
Yeah.
For Jinder Mahal becoming WWE champion, being a jobber to going on his new diet to becoming champion.
New diet.
Yep.
Quote unquote.
Next, Undertaker's quote unquote retirement.
It's definitely a huge moment, guys. Like if this is the end of the Undertaker, it's a good way to send him off. He puts his ring gear back on, has a moment in the ring looking at the crowd, takes it off, puts it in the middle of the ring, and then goes up the entrance ramp and then sinks back into the ground. It's like he's going back to hell or whatever they want to call it. But definitely was a moment if that was the last time we saw the Undertaker in a WWE ring. So
yeah, you were choking up in the theater for that.
Because Undertaker is my number one, guys. If you guys don't know, Undertaker is my number one favorite wrestler, and he was my first ever favorite wrestler. When I first started watching wrestling, I was watching The Undertaker, so he's my number one.
Yeah, hopefully, maybe biasly, we get to see him next year. Hopefully, it wasn't the end, but
if it's Cena Undertaker, dude, that make my entire weekend. I wouldn't care about any other match. I would just be there to watch Taker and Cena go at it.
You wouldn't care if Paige was in the women's title match?
Well, if she wins it, maybe.
Nah, she won't win it.
No.
Anyways, next. Roman Reigns, number 30 entrant in the Royal Rumble.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
Awful. Absolutely awful. But, I mean,
Terrible.
I called it as a joke, and then when it actually happened, and, like, just the backlash that happened from it, like, you look at all the reaction videos out there of, like, people videotaping it when it happened.
Losing it. I love the videos of people they're videotaping and then they're waiting to get surprised, and as soon as they hear Roman's music, they turn the video off. They're like, fuck this.
Or their face just goes completely, completely sad.
Yeah.
And the last is the Shield reuniting.
Insane. Like, the crowd made that too, and you know, there was some doubt that they might not actually get back together, or there was going to be a quick turn. Maybe someone was going to prevent them from getting back together. Like, either Ambrose was going to turn heel quickly before they get reunited. But definitely was a huge moment for this year. And I know they haven't really done much with it. And now with Ambrose hurt, at the time, it was amazing. Like, they needed it to happen, and it was a good way to get Roman over, believe it or not. He's the only way he was going to get over when he was part of the Shield. So
it was a moment that everybody's been waiting for a while. I think it was kind of... Yeah. I wish they would have done it for like a big Mania match or something against like a really dominant faction, but it happened, and you know, it was still an iconic moment for every Shield fan out there.
Yeah.
Or fans of them back in the day.
Yeah.
So
this was tough. This was very tough, man. All these nominees came very, very close. But the winner we chose for Moment of the Year goes to The Shield reuniting on Raw on October 9th, 2017. And that is the exact picture from that night where Roman, they're all wearing their own T-shirts, but that's when they officially all touched fists together for the first time in over 4 years. But we had The Shield reunite officially on Monday Night Raw, and it was a moment for sure. And you can look back and say there were other moments that should have won, but throughout the whole year, this was definitely something that they were building up to happen. So I still wish
the most memorable, I would think.
I still wish they would eventually do a Shield triple threat match at Mania. I feel like this would be the year to do it too, especially that they're all back together now. They could build a story off it.
Well, they can't now with Ambrose.
I know. Yeah. Oh, well, apparently I actually read that his injury actually might not only be 2 to 3 months now. So he might actually be back in time.
Cascade sends Manny in the chat.
Oh, Cascade sends.
Yep.
Delete.
Yep. Happy holidays to you too, Manny. Miss you, brother.
Yep. But definitely, what was I saying? Oh, the Shield. Again, like what I said, if they would have done a Shield triple threat, this would be a good idea to do it now, especially if they're all back together. And if Ambrose gets, I know it sucks if Ambrose wasn't hurt. They could have done like Roman winning the title before Mania, and then they could have all had a triple threat for that Universal title. I think they could definitely sell more of that than a Lesnar again. Like, people are shitting all over him facing Lesnar again because it's so clear as day now that they're going in that direction. So, but that's what we picked for Moment of the Year, Shield reuniting. So what did you Twitter fans out there say your Moment of the Year was? And I'll pull it up right now. There it is. So Michael Chow puts the hashtag under siege. SmackDown Live invades and destroys Monday Night Raw's roster. That was epic. I love that. That was great. That's definitely an honorable mention in our books for sure. What number is that number? Oops. Cupid Girl 125 puts Braun Strowman destroying Brock Lesnar. That was interesting. Harold did not vote on this one. Philosopher Phil puts don't know. Phil with the don't knows again. Glorious Greg puts the Shield reunion, and Shirag Shocker Bordy puts Shield reunion. So a lot of people agreeing with us with the Shield reunion in this case. Next, what's the next category there, Corporate Cappy?
Tag Team of the Year.
All right, Tag Team of the Year. And it goes to the tag team on the main roster that's made the biggest impact so far in the year of 2017. And definitely had these in 2014, all the other Slammy Awards that we've done. So,
yep, trying to find it. There we go. Okay. Tag Team of the Year. 2014, we didn't have one. We didn't really have much in 2014. We had like 8 awards. It was like when we had just come back.
Okay.
2015, we had a tie between the New Day and the Wyatt family.
Oh, okay.
And for 2016, we had the New Day. So it's been a great few years for the New Day. I mean, just like Asuka and NXT, they've been just running roughshod over the NXT or the main roster tag team division.
And even this year too, man. New Day, they've had a big year too. It's almost they're the best. They're one of the best tag teams on the main roster. They having year after year with these guys. So
they're definitely the nominee. So might as well get into them. Nominee for Tag Team of the Year, the New Day, obviously.
Yep, obviously you can see what they've done this year with winning the tag team titles again. There's a rumor earlier in the year of them. They wanted to make the New Day like the Dudleys. They want to have them have as many championships as them eventually. So it doesn't look like the New Day are going to split up anytime soon or ever. It looks like, man, these guys are just too good as a team.
And they're so over too. Like the crowd loves these guys, and they continue to get new shit to get us to buy or laugh about. So
now they're throwing pancakes at the crowd.
Yeah, New Day pancakes, I guess. Yeah. Next, we got the Hardys, obviously with their big year returning.
Yep. Since WrestleMania, they've done a good job. They won the tag team titles. We had the quick teases of Matt Hardy becoming broken. It sucks that Jeff Hardy got hurt, and Matt Hardy's actually flourished since becoming that. They finally got the rights to the Woken thing, so now we're getting Woken Matt Hardy. So big year for the Hardy Boys. It sucks for Jeff being hurt though, but definitely a good nominee there.
Next, we got the Usos. Such a good repackage of these guys. What a year they've had.
Since they've become heel, they're literally the best tag team. I'm sorry if that's giving anything away, but they're literally the best tag team right now. You can't argue with any of that. They've had epic matches. And it's not just a New Day that made that almost tag team match of the year at SummerSlam in the pre-show. The Usos, their gimmick is great. They know how to do the heel work so good. It's basically themselves, because if you ever watch Total Divas, how the Usos act in Total Divas is how they act now.
They act like these thug guys. It fits them so well in their theme song. They like sing their own theme song. Like, every time you hear their song, it gets you excited about the Usos. I love it.
And it's strange because they're supposed to be a heel now, but they're so over with the crowd. The crowd's like chanting Uso like throughout the whole match. If you guys listen to an Uso match, you can hear in the middle of the match a crowd going Uso. Like,
yeah, way better than the crappy PG Usos we had a couple years ago.
Yeah,
huge resurgence for them.
Yeah, good. I'm so glad, man. This is the best work the Usos have ever done. They need to keep this.
Absolutely. Next, we have The Bar, Cesaro and Sheamus. We don't set the bar. We are
the bar. But man, they've literally have been, when they started out The Bar, when they first became a tag team, they had those promos of them in a bar scene. At first, I was like it's not gonna work. I had no faith in this tag team at all. But they definitely proved me wrong. The Bar have actually been the guys to set the bar, and they've won multiple tag team titles already. Good for them, man. I'm so behind them. They're making it work. They do the whole Dragon Ball Z fusion thing, and a lot of people don't get, but I get it. I'm a nerd. Nerd. But it's great. I think they've done a really good job of being that really good heel team, man. Especially
it just sucks that the booking's been terrible with them and Rollins and Ambrose for 5 months on end now.
Yeah.
And speaking of them, the last nominee is Rollins and Ambrose for Tag Team of the Year.
You got to give it to them too, with the Shield resurgence and what they've done as a team together back in the Shield. They got to be a nominee. It makes sense.
We did it for our dad. # not paranoia. Oh my God, Michael Chow.
It's the Uso
Penitentiary. So the winner for Tag Team of the Year.
Winner for Tag Team of the Year goes to the Usos, obviously. Duh.
Well deserved for these guys. So happy for them.
Day one is definitely H this year, for sure.
As Brazongo would say, yes.
Yeah.
We've already gone over how good the Usos have been and why they deserve this award. Could have given it to New Day too, but I think the Usos have definitely... from where they came from last year to have a resurgence and become, honestly, the best tag team on the main roster right now, because the revival really hasn't been there.
Yeah.
And so New Day's 2-year streak ends, but well-deserved for the Usos, and I really hope that they keep the essence of this gimmick going to the future, even though they're kind of getting away from it now with the whole maybe turning face thing, but they have to keep this gimmick.
Remember, it's not paranoia. It's the Uso.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's see what you guys thought there of your Tag Team of the Year for our Twitter fans, and we got them right here. All right, Michael Chow puts the Usos. It's not paranoia. Philosopher puts Cesaro and Sheamus the Bar, so Philosopher is on the Bar side. Harold puts the Uso brothers. Cooper Girl puts Cesaro and Sheamus, so there's another Bar vote. Glorious Greg puts the Usos. And Shirag Shocker Bodie puts Cesaro and Sheamus, so even right down the middle with our Twitter fans out there with Cesaro and Sheamus, the Bar, and the Usos, man. So a lot of love. A lot of love for the Bar there.
Remember, the Usos did beat Cesaro and Sheamus at Survivor Series, though.
Yeah, day one is H in our case, though.
Yep. So good on the Usos. So now we'll move on to Female Rookie of the Year.
Ooh, Female Rookie of the Year.
They're kind of stale this year for women rookies, to be honest with you.
So there's not a lot of nominees, guys, so bear with us with this one.
2014 was your girl Paige.
Yep. My girl Paige.
2015, we didn't have one. Terrible year. 2016 was my girl Alexa Bliss, even though she only came on the scene for like the last 3 or 4 months. What an end to 2016 she had.
Yeah.
And then obviously with the success she's had this year, but she was definitely a well-deserved rookie at the time. And now for the nominees for 2017 Female Rookie of the Year.
Oh, God.
She was the only nominee for like half the year, and I was like, we shouldn't even have this award if she's the only nominee. And that was Lana.
Basically. I mean, she's done okay. Like, they try to do the whole Lana thing. I love her theme song. And they kind of sort of pushed her, I guess you can say, but now they put her back with Rusev, so it is what it is. Now she's the main feature on Total Divas.
Body. I don't even know what she is.
And she's like the main focus on Total Divas now too.
Yeah, and they played that whole thing off that Lana, like they had the creative guys backstage tell her she's not going to wrestle anymore, and it led to a whole drama fest and whatever on Total Divas. Yeah. Next we had Asuka. She hasn't really done much yet, but she did debut this year and has been squashing people ever since.
Literally, you had to include her.
Absolution, obviously not Paige, but the group itself with the other 2 rookies.
With Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose, yep.
And Riot Squad.
Yeah. I can't really say much about that. Absolution has done way better than the Riot Squad so far. Yeah,
might as well announce the rookie, or the winner for
winners for Female Rookie of the Year goes to Absolution.
And like I said, none of these 4 have really done anything yet, so it's hard to pick a winner, but Absolution looks like the way more dominant team than Riot Squad does, in my opinion. Yeah. And I think Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville have a lot of potential with Paige going into 2018, so I really like how they debuted, obviously, and how they've been running through the women on Raw. So got to give it to them, even though they're a late addition, but there really hasn't been a standout rookie as far as women this year. So
I'm just happy my girl Paige is back on TV. I'm just going to say that, man. I've been waiting 1.5 years for this girl, man. Like, it feels so good to have her back on TV.
There were times when she might have not even came back.
I know, man. Like, it scared the shit out of me most times. So, well, I guess good for Absolution. Sure. Yep. We'll see what you guys said. This will be interesting because, again, we didn't see a lot, so I don't think you guys seen a lot out there. So, Female Rookie of the Year from you guys. We got Michael Chell saying Asuka, still undefeated. Main roster isn't ready for Asuka. Philosopher puts don't know, obviously. Cooper Girl 125 puts Asuka. Glorious Greg puts Asuka. And Chirag puts Asuka. I don't blame all you guys for saying Asuka.
But to me, like, she hasn't made that big of an impact yet. You know what I mean?
It's just jobbers that she's beaten. And Emma. And Alicia Fox and Dana Brooke, which you can't really consider a challenge.
Yeah, so she'll probably end up having a big push for 2018 to probably win Female Superstar of the Year. So we'll see what happens with Asuka, but I just can't give her that award this year.
Yeah,
for what she's done so far. I just can't.
Guess we into the male.
Yep, Male Rookie of the Year.
The Male Rookie of the Year.
2014 was Mama Rusev.
Rusev Day, Mama Rusev back then. It wasn't Mama Rusev, it was actually Rusev.
The Bulgarian Brute. He was
Alexander Rusev.
Yeah, he had a good run then. Kevin Owens, 2015. What a rookie year for him.
That was huge. Debuting as John Cena, winning the the Intercontinental Championship, but it's still being on the main roster with the NXT Championship, and then beating John Cena, like having an epic match at Money in the Bank. Like, huge year for Kevin Owens that year.
Then 2016 was AJ Styles, obviously. What a year, first year for him on the main roster.
And then let's get into our nominees for 2017.
Okay, so nominees for Male Rookie of the Year for 2017, Ty Dillinger.
Yep. It sucks because it's the first half that kind of made sense, and then they kind of had a pointless feud in English. We were kind of hoping it would end, and it just kept going, and then they've done nothing with him since but make commercials and do stupid crap backstage and be in dark matches.
They finally put him in the U.S. title picture, but it looked like he was just a pawn for the whole thing.
It's so terrible. Why don't they see the dollar signs in Ty Dillinger? I don't get it. I could rant about this on and on, so move on.
Yeah, he had a sick debut, though, so...
Yeah.
Shinsuke Nakamura for Rookie of the Year.
Yep. I mean, he's been like almost buried ever since. Like he's been up and down, this guy, and they've literally ruined the essence of Nakamura and call him. I keep him the artist known as Shinsuke. Like, shut up. He's not that. He's a king of strong style. Fuck off with your own branding shit.
And they got to tone down the strong style. Samoa Joe.
Obviously, he's had such a huge rookie year, this guy. Like, ever since his debut and him like going face-to-face against Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman and showing zero fear in anything. And he's just the badass that he should be. That's one guy that they haven't ruined from NXT is this guy right here. Although he should be Universal Champion, he hasn't been ruined since being called up. And I love they're keeping him as the badass.
And his promos are so good, too. And he's just... his presence is such a badass presence. Like, people love this guy.
Yeah.
And obviously he just returned, so see what happens in 2018 for Joe. Elias Sampson, which came out of nowhere.
Literally, ever since it was a slow kind of debut, and then he's kind of asserted himself now. A lot of people are getting behind Elias. A lot of people want to walk with Elias.
He's such a good mid-card heel.
He is. He's great. He fits that character so well. So good for Elias, man. Definitely well considered Rookie of the Year.
And then Bobby Roode is the last nominee.
Again, another guy who's been up and down, really hasn't done much yet, and they're kind of ruining the essence of Bobby Roode. But we thought he was going to win the U.S. title, but I guess not. But he's had an all right rookie campaign so far. It's not been the greatest. It's been mid-card tier, even though he should be in the main event. I don't know why he's not. So we'll see what happens. But your winner for Male Rookie of the Year goes to Samoa Joe. Obviously, man. He's had the best rookie year out of all three of them, man. Or all five nominees.
Yeah, I mean, his promos with Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, like he doesn't seem like he's a rookie. He really isn't a rookie, but as far as WWE main roster, he's a rookie. But this guy's a veteran. He knows what the business is about. He knows how to get heat. He knows how to strike fear in his opponents and in the crowd and the people watching at home. So yeah. Samoa Joe is just the full package.
Like, literally, you can't argue with this. He's had the best rookie campaign out of everybody here. So I hope they give him the title soon, man. The guy deserves a title opportunity, man. I hope they don't have to literally wait for Brock and Roman.
Yeah, Shinsuke and Bobby really need to do something. Same with Dillinger. Like, they need to do something with those guys, or else they're just going to lose all credibility they grew in NXT. Yeah.
Who did you guys out there think Male Rookie of the Year was? And Michael Chow puts Elias Sampson getting over with the fans as a heel. Heel versus Roman proved he's a good wrestler. Good future if booked right. That's a good answer right there.
Yep.
Harold did not vote. Philosopher puts don't know. Cuber Girl 125 puts Ty Dillinger. All right, give him some love to our boy Ty. Glorious Greg puts Elias Sampson, and Shirag Shocker Bodie puts Ty Dillinger. So we got some love for our boy Dillinger here with the fan voting. I love it. I love it. Thank you guys.
Can't be biased though.
No, we had to pick Samoa Joe.
So
next category.
Last 4 awards, the 4 big ones.
Here we go, guys. Here we go.
Female Superstar of the Year.
Of the Year. Huge award here, guys. Get ready for it. I'm pumped for these awards. Let's go.
I'm pumped for this award.
Yep.
Female Superstar of the Year for 2014. We didn't have one. Probably because...
It wasn't really a division.
Yeah. 2015, Nikki Bella.
Yeah, I'd say 2014 probably was AJ Lee, looking back on it.
Yeah. 2015, Nikki Bella. Ugh. 2016, Charlotte and Sasha Banks.
Oh, a shared award.
Yep. So I guess you could see why they gave it to both of them. Look at the long feud they had last year, the good matches they had. It ran its course, but up until a certain point, it was good. So nominees this year, Bayley.
I mean, yeah, it's been up and down for her, especially more downs than ups, but she's definitely considered a female superstar of the year because it was basically the early part of 2017.
Yeah, she won the title from Charlotte at Fastlane, defended it at WrestleMania, and then it went downhill from there.
Yeah.
But she still deserves to be a nominee in here for those accomplishments. Naomi for winning the SmackDown Women's title at WrestleMania.
Yep.
And getting over with that new gimmick.
Basically, that is exactly what I was gonna say.
Alexa Bliss. I mean, I don't even have enough time.
It's not even bias here. I can't even go. I can't even disagree with you because she was both SmackDown Women's Champion and Raw Women's Champion in this same year.
She's just gotten so over. She's plays that character flawlessly.
And
she's
that was
such a good heel.
I might say too, that was the first ever time that a woman has done that. Has held both women's titles. So, and she's had such a big year since then.
Should have got that plaque, but I didn't.
It sucks for most recently, but ever since then, man, she's had a huge 2017.
And she's on a lot of stuff now. She's on a lot of the posters. She's on a lot of the promos for overseas tours and stuff. She's on a lot of network stuff now. She's on Total Divas, I guess, if you call that an accomplishment. But she's really asserted herself as one of the top women now, compared to where she was last year on NXT, where she wasn't even featured at all. So I'm so happy that they've actually given her, letting her run with this gimmick and show what she has, because she might not be the best in-ring technician, but as far as her character goes, I think it's second to none.
Yeah.
Next, your girl Carmella. We're obviously winning first ever women's Money in the Bank.
Literally, that's the huge accomplishment. I guess they love the first time evers in WWE, so it makes sense that she would win, or she be considered for Female Superstar of the Year. There's been times where she should have cashed in. Maybe it would have made sense for her to cash in, but they didn't. But it is what it is. But I think she's done pretty good for herself since the beginning of 2017.
Yep. Maybe big things for Carmella in 2018 when she finally does cash in that Money in the Bank.
Praying.
And, Ellsworth was a lot of help, but we won't get into that again.
Yeah.
And then lastly, the last nominee is obviously my other girl, Sasha Banks. She finally got that big win that she was desperately needing and that I desperately wanted her to get. My God. At SummerSlam, she finally won the big match at a big pay-per-view to win the Raw Women's title for a fourth time, and then lost it again. So
within 2 weeks.
Yep. But at the time, I mean, Sasha Banks is still, one of the top women in the entire WWE. She's probably the face of the women's division. No offense to anyone else out there if you think it's a biased pick, whatever. But I mean, she is on every single thing. Her merch is crazy and whatever. So Sasha Banks is the last nominee. And the winner for Female Superstar of the Year.
The winner for Female Superstar of the Year goes to Alexa Bliss. Yeah, I'll give you an applaud here. And you're going to love the picture I chose. I got it cropped out, but I got the perfect picture out of that plaque that you desperately really wanted. But I made that the picture here for the winner. You'll see it in a second pop up on your screen. But it's her holding both titles in the same year, man. Incredible. Look at that picture.
For themselves like that, exactly. Holding both titles. You could even say the thing with her and Sasha going overseas and having the first ever women's match in Abu Dhabi was a big moment. Just the way she's carried the belt and brought prestige to that Raw Women's title, being that dastardly heel that just sneaks away with wins. She doesn't have to be the best in-ring wrestler there is, but she's definitely improving a lot, and I'm really happy for her. Me being a Bliss fan since the beginning, she's she's gone a long way in only like a year and a half. It's crazy how far she's come in that year. But
how do you feel at this plaque? The right side of it, her doing insult to injury. Your favorite move?
Move's awful, but at least she's doing Twisted Bliss on the left.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think this might. I'm hoping that she continues on with 2018, but it seems like Asuka and Paige and Ronda Rousey or some other shit probably going to get a big push in 2018. But Alexa Bliss has definitely carried the women's division in 2017. You could say Charlotte, but I mean, I'm sorry, but Charlotte really didn't do that much for me this year. Like, she was kind of out of it for a while when she moved over to SmackDown. She won the SmackDown women's title back finally, and became the first ever woman to hold all four belts, the NXT, the Divas, the Raw, and SmackDown women's title. So good for Charlotte. But for me, she won it last year, and I don't really think that she had that great of a year this year. I think Alexa Bliss showed way more, and so well deserved for Alexa Bliss, in my opinion.
You are not wrong there, my friend. You are definitely not wrong there. So we'll get into your tweets out there, ladies and gentlemen. Who you guys thought your woman or your female superstar of the year was? Michael Chow puts Alexa Bliss, first women's undisputed champion, has been involved in every single women's championship match since the coming to Raw, and also super hot.
Yes.
Philosopher puts Bliss, so Phil gave us an answer there. Harold puts Alexa Bliss. Hubergirl125 puts Alexa Bliss. Glorious Greg puts Alexa Bliss. And Shirag Chakraborty puts Alexa Bliss. So everyone unanimously picking Alexa Bliss for Female Superstar of the Year. They are not wrong. Huge year for Alexa Bliss. Now getting into our Male Superstar of the Year. Huge, huge award here. Definitely the biggest award of the night.
One of them, yes.
One of them at least, yes.
Final three. So, 2014, we had dual winners of Dean Ambrose and Brock Lesnar.
Wow. All right.
2015 was Seth Rolls In.
Seth Rolls In, yep. Don't buy in.
Big year for Seth Rollins that year, being the Authorities corporate boy there.
Yeah.
2016, we both said Dean Ambrose.
Wow, so Dean Ambrose a double winner. Wow.
He won his first World Heavyweight Championship finally. He had a big year last year.
Yeah.
He's always funny in his backstage segments too, when he doesn't have to be, just his psycho self. Ambrose is just a great character.
Yeah.
Now for the nominees this year for Male Superstar of the Year, we've got AJ Styles.
Insane year for this guy. The guy has had a double title run this year. He had the U.S. title and the WWE World title that he has now. So epic year for AJ Styles in this case.
Next, there's nothing else to explain about AJ Styles. The guy's the best.
Hang on a sec.
Intended. What?
Okay, hang on. Okay, the Skype feed was out for a sec on now. YouTube, I think YouTube's down. Hang on. Oh, I think we're back. Stream resumed.
Are we good?
Oh, wait a sec here. I think we're good. Yeah, we're back on the air. Okay, sorry guys. I don't know what happened there. YouTube kind of crashed and Skype kind of crashed all on its own. So that was great. But we're back. We're back.
Okay, and I think we were just getting into Male Superstar of the Year.
Yep.
We had already said AJ Styles was a nominee.
Yep.
Now Kevin Owens, obviously.
Yep.
The next nominee.
Well deserved for Kevin Owens. He had a big year this year as well. He had that big, amazing feud with AJ Styles throughout the summer. What did Kevin Owens do throughout the summer? God.
He was with AJ Styles.
Oh, yeah, with AJ Styles feud with him.
Jericho at the beginning of the year.
Jericho at the beginning of the year. Yeah, it was Jericho at the beginning of the year, AJ Styles throughout the summer, and now this thing with Sami Zayn and Shane McMahon. Big year for Kevin Owens. Definitely a well-deserved nominee for Superstar of the Year.
And next is Samoa Joe.
Yep, Samoa Joe. Again, he had a huge rookie campaign, and again, he's definitely considered Superstar of the Year. Again, I wish he won that Universal title. He probably would have won this award if he had to, but definitely a big year for Samoa Joe and to be considered one of the Superstars of the Year.
Next, Braun Strowman.
You definitely can't argue with that, man. The guy's had such an amazing year. Like, what he's done from the beginning till now to get over, and what he's done, like, to get away from those squash matches every single time. It's been a huge year for Braun Strowman.
He continues to just get better and better, and he's such a good athlete for such a big guy, like with his kip-ups. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And he's been getting so over with the crowd, too. Like, they've kind of, like, turned him, like, half babyface now, which I don't necessarily agree with, but the guy's definitely won us over, and shout out to our boy Tyler Jones for being the first Braun fan.
Yep.
So,
yep.
There you go with that. And Roman Reigns is the last nominee.
Again, we don't like putting him in here, but you have to look at it from the outside. It can't be a bias here, whether you hate or love Roman. It just makes sense for him to be a nominee because the year he's had, he went and basically retired The Undertaker. He's held the Universal Championship. No, he hasn't held it.
He had the match at Royal Rumble, and then
that's right.
Got in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, and then
he won the U.S. title.
The
Intercontinental title. So he became the Triple Crown champion, finally.
Yeah. So he's had a good year, so that's why he's one of the guys to consider as a nominee for Superstar of the Year.
Not the winner.
Not the winner, though. So what we had the first year in 2014, we had a dual winner. It's technically the same as we have this year. We each have our own winners this year, so we each have a different pick, and we couldn't decide on one. So I'll introduce Cappy's winner first, and then mine, and we'll each give our reasons why. So Cobra Cappy's winner for Superstar of the Year goes to Braun Strowman.
Yep. Can't deny what he's done, man, how much he's improved. He's become like the most dominant big guy. He's basically taken over for Big Show and Kane. Hopefully those two fade off into the sunset. He doesn't have to feud with them anymore.
Hopefully.
He can just become that new face of fear. Well, sorry, Bray Wyatt's the face of fear, but realistically, it's Braun Strowman, the monster among men. I mean, the guy's just a beast. Everything about this guy, I love him right now. So hot, like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That was just bad wording. But he is very hot as far as what he's done in the ring this year and how much he's improved since being in the Wyatt family in 2016 and the random jobber matches that he had all year at the end of the year last year. But Braun Strowman, in my opinion, he should be Universal Champ, but hopefully he will become it in 2018. And Braun Strowman nothing to not like about Braun Strowman right now. That's why I had to give it to him for just how much success he has had in becoming the superstar that he is this year.
Okay. So, into my Superstar of the Year. And Kyle Masters' Superstar of the Year goes to AJ Styles.
Can't disagree with that either, though.
Yeah, the champ that runs the camp. But the guy has had such another huge year in the WWE. He won the U.S. title and he was WWE champion in the same year. The amount of feuds he's had, the epic feud with Shane leading into WrestleMania, the epic summer feud with Kevin Owens, the feud with Jinder Mahal, though you know how I feel about Jinder Mahal. AJ Styles has made this feud amazing. He had the epic match with Finn Balor at TLC. The guy just had such a huge year this year. He had that match with Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. Like, it's just been amazing for AJ Styles from the start to the finish, and he's ending it off strong as being the WWE champion. He is a champ that runs the camp. He is the guy that built SmackDown Live. Like, it's just he's had a big year.
The best in-ring performer they have.
He is. And this is a well-deserved award in my case. So, again, both guys are definitely well-deserved of this male superstar of the year.
You could definitely say Styles had more accolades, but I just think Braun was just for how far he came in that 1 year. That's why I voted for him. But Styles, obviously, you can't deny the accolades that he achieved this year.
Yeah. Let's get into your fan votes out there and who you thought your male superstar of the year was. Michael Chow puts AJ Styles has been a constant presence on the roster, boosted the WWE and U.S. title, was in the match of the year with Finn Balor. Next, Philosopher puts Braun Strowman, so he agrees with you there. Harold puts The Miz, and that actually was ESPN's Superstar of the Year.
I mean, I can't even deny that, though.
Yeah. No, Miz has had a really good year. You look at it again, you look at it from the outside, Miz has had an epic year this year. With his feuds, his promos. Miz is probably the best promo guy out there. I'm not even joking. Like, Miz can pull off an insane promo. Do you remember the promo we had with Enzo Amore where he just completely destroyed him?
Yeah, and the whole Cena thing we'll get into later, but he's just a constant. I think he's underappreciated for how good of a heel he actually is.
Yeah. Cuba Girl 125 puts Braun Strowman. Glorious Greg puts Braun Strowman, and Chirag Chakraborty puts AJ Styles.
So there you go. Braun and AJ, I think, were the two standouts this year, though.
Yeah, for sure. And next award.
Two more awards.
Two more awards, ladies and gentlemen. Then we get into the Twitter ones.
So, Feud of the Year.
Yes, Feud of the Year for the main roster. Big one here.
Yep.
And we had lots of nominees here.
So, 2014 was Daniel Bryan versus The Authority. We all know about that.
Yep.
That was awesome. 2015 was Brock Lesnar versus Undertaker. Lesnar ended the streak and all that.
Yep.
And then we had two winners last year. Where I picked Sasha Banks versus Charlotte. And you picked Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens.
Yep.
Fighting forever feud seemed like those two.
Basically.
And feuds of the year for this year, Miz versus John Cena. God,
Epic.
Talk about breaking the fourth wall with these promos. I actually went back and watched the one last night again of just Cena and Nikki right before Mania, just ripping on Miz and Maurice about just everything possible.
This was better than we thought it was going to be.
For like just a random mixed tag match.
Yeah. We were shitting all over it before it even started, too.
Yep. Next, we got Randy Orton versus the Wyatt family because it was a good feud. Just the ending matches were just a complete letdown.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Randy Orton with the Wyatt family, he was paired with them, won the tag titles, then he burned down the Wyatt compound. Like it was a really good feud, and then it just laid an egg on the WrestleMania match.
Yeah, yeah.
Next, Shane McMahon versus AJ Styles. The feud was amazing.
That was insane. Like, that was better, and I shit all over that before it even happened, and then it turned out to be really, really good. I gave my props, and I took my word back after shitting all over this. This was actually a really good feud, and actually being a really good match at Mania.
Yep. Next, we got Samoa Joe versus Brock Lesnar. Wish it would have went longer than just one pay-per-view. Technically, it went two, but they added Strowman and Reigns into it.
Yeah, yeah.
Samoa Joe just such good promo work against Brock Lesnar. He kind of brought the best out of Brock Lesnar, I thought.
Literally.
So I thought they were going to continue with that. So that just goes to show how good Samoa Joe can be. Next, Braun Strowman versus Roman Reigns.
Yep. That was
another really
feud.
good feud. I mean, it basically turned Braun Strowman into a full-fledged babyface with this feud with Roman, just kicking the shit out of Roman.
I think the best part of that, best part of that feud was when Roman was in the middle of a match and then the ambulance backed up, and then Braun came exploding out of the ambulance. He's like, "Bro, I'm not finished with you."
Or when Braun shoved Reigns off the stretcher off the loading dock.
That was great.
There was just so many good things that happened in that feud. I give props to them. It was a good feud.
Yeah.
And then lastly, New Day versus the Usos. Another very good tag team feud.
Yeah. Everyone remembers the epic battle rap they had and the epic line dropped by Jey Uso. So.
And they ran like for 3 months in a row, having good matches at the pay-per-views. It was a very good feud. But our winner for feud of the year.
The winner for feud of the year goes to The Miz and John Cena, and deservingly so. The amount of fourth balls broken in this feud were amazing. And again, it goes to what Michael Chow said in the chat just now. Miz should have went over Cena at Mania. It was dumb because it was just because of the proposal. But I think they still could have done the proposal even if Miz didn't, you know what I mean? If Miz, what am I trying to say? If Miz ended up winning that match. So
I just don't think the Miz could have won that match. I think Cena had to win.
Yeah.
Him and Nikki being the good guys overcoming the bad guys at WrestleMania with that whole feud, and Miz with the whole John Cena's house rules segments, and
it was great. This is such a good feud. Like,
they
it was
just
so
ripped
good
on each other like you could. That's when a feud's really good because you don't know if it's real life or if they're or if it's like scripted. Obviously, these two probably were not scripted. Miz and Cena probably have a lot of freedom as far as their promos go.
Yeah.
But the shit they were saying was stuff that people were talking about on Twitter in real life. You know what I mean? Like it was stuff that the internet community wanted to say to them, and they were saying it to each other. So it was so well done.
Exactly what you said, Ace, or 5,000 in the chat. Exactly it. The verbal promos between one another were excellent. What did you guys vote for feud of the year? Let's get into your votes. Harold puts didn't vote. Okay. Michael Chow, Owens versus Jericho, man.
Another very good one, but the match at Mania kind of was a letdown.
Yeah, Cooper Girl says John Cena and Roman Reigns. Okay, good pick. Glorious Greg puts Owens and Jericho. And Chirag Chakraborty puts Braun and Roman.
Yeah, that was a very good feud, too.
Yeah, so thank you for your votes, ladies and gentlemen.
Holy.
Here we go. It's that time. The final, no, not the final award. We have our Twitter ones, but our match of the year.
We have
big,
the,
huge award.
NHBWP break, or that's only on Spreaker, I forgot.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No sound clips here.
Yeah. I just got to find match of the year. Where the hell is it?
So match of the year, guys. This one's a biggie for us. That's the case because we're so wrestling based. This podcast, we go more into detail. We care more about the matches themselves than a lot of stuff around it. So that's why we make match of the year our big award and our final award every year. So.
Yep. So for 2014, it was the Wyatts versus the Shield at Elimination Chamber.
Yep.
God, that seems like so long
ago. That match was insane.
2015 was the New Day versus Lucha Dragons versus Usos at TLC.
Wow. Oh, man, I have to go back and watch that. I meant to do that.
Late nominee, and then it ended up winning.
Yep.
And then last year was AJ Styles versus John Cena at SummerSlam.
Wow. These guys put up a really good match.
And we'll get into the nominees. The first nominee is John Cena versus AJ Styles at Royal Rumble.
This actually thing is going to win WWE's match of the year. I actually found an article. There was an article that WWE.com posted, and they're listing off the top matches of the year, and this was actually their number one. So this actually might win WWE's match of the year. We'll see if it wins ours, though. But this was such a really good match, man. And for John Cena to win that championship to tie Ric Flair, it made everything. And the guys put on such an epic contest, so many near falls. It was a good match. It definitely made that Royal Rumble better than what it turned out to be.
Yep. I don't know if it was better than the SummerSlam match, but they were like neck and neck for sure.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins versus Triple H at WrestleMania and that unsanctioned match thing they had.
Yeah.
People weren't looking forward to that going into that WrestleMania. It actually turned out to be one of the best matches of the night.
Yeah, that's right.
We got Scott Steiner with Siren. Usos versus New Day, SummerSlam pre-show.
That was great, man. For a pre-show match, that was probably the best tag team match of the year, literally, for the main roster. That was so good and so well done for a pre-show match.
And they put it on the fucking pre-show. Like, it was a slap in the face of how good that match was. That literally was the match of SummerSlam.
Wow.
In my opinion, that was the best match of the night. SummerSlam was another complete letdown. And then the last nominee from WWE, at least, is Roman Reigns versus Samoa Joe versus Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman. Fatal 4-way at SummerSlam for the Universal title.
Yep. It makes sense. It was a good match. I'll give it to them.
The four like, I don't know, biggest, baddest dudes right now on the roster. So
yeah,
it made sense for them to have a Fatal 4-way, and it actually was really well done.
Yeah.
And then our fifth nominee is kind of an honorable mention. It goes to Okada versus Omega 3.
Yeah, this year at Wrestle Kingdom, it's the GP tournament. It was amazing. And I showed Cappy this. This was actually the first time he watched Omega and Okada, and he can agree that match was just insane from start to finish. Like, it was so good. And then Omega goes on to have another like match of the year against Naito right after. So,
see what Omega and Wrestle Kingdom this year is going to be stacked. Omega, Jericho.
Yeah.
What are the other matches?
Yeah. We got Cody Rhodes versus Kota Ibushi, Naito versus Okada, and there's a Fatal 4-way that's going to include Marty Scurll and Will Ospreay. So
talk about a stacked card.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
So shout-outs to Okada, Omega for being honorable mention there. But
no worries to Michael Chow. He was going to call in to give his speech for the NHBWP Slammy. So if you guys are in the chat and wondering about the Twitter Fan of the Year, Michael Chow, I guess, will give his thank you speech in the chat for us, hopefully. And that'll be that. But unfortunately, he's under the weather and can't call in today. So that's okay.
So you want to announce it?
All right. So our No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast 2017 Match of the Year goes to AJ Styles and John Cena from Royal Rumble. A double winner, man. They won last year and they're winning it this year.
Well, props to John Cena, man. It seems like AJ Styles brings out the best in him, and these two just have great chemistry. It's too bad took Styles so long to get here. They probably would have had, went down as like the best feud of all time if Styles would have been here for a while. But
it's just it was tough. This was another tough award to pick. Like, there were so many good matches that were just as good as this match this year. But it's just, for what the match gave us, the wrestling style from both these guys put off. They have a lot of chemistry together. They again, like you said, they bring out the best in each other. Cena winning the championship to tie Ric Flair finally, and it was just an epic Royal Rumble match, and it just made the Royal Rumble that much better than what we actually got. So
that probably could have been the main event of Royal Rumble.
I think it should have been
Royal Rumble match.
Yeah.
So props to John Cena, man. We always used to rip on John Cena for burying everybody, but the last year and a half, man, I can't deny what John Cena's been able to do. Like the respect's always been there for Cena, but the matches that he's putting on now are really top notch, especially with AJ Styles.
Yeah. Who did you guys vote out there for match of the year? Let's get into those. Michael Chow puts AJ Styles and Finn Balor, TLC. This match was so over.
Yeah, but for me, like, it was just too late. Like, I would have loved this match in, like, a longer feud.
Yeah.
It was just like it was thrown together last minute.
But the wrestling match itself, like, the match itself is what we're trying to get at, is actually pretty good.
Yeah.
That was dope. Harold puts Clash of Champions, Usos versus New Day versus Rusev Day versus Gable and Benjamin.
That was a good match.
Late pick, but that's a good match. Yeah. Philosopher picks the Fatal 4-Way between Strowman, Joe, Lesnar, and Reigns.
Yep.
Cupid Girl 125 puts AJ and Finn at TLC. Glorious Greg puts New Day versus the Usos in the SummerSlam pre-show.
Yep.
And Chirag Chakro Bordy puts Finn Balor and Styles at TLC.
All very good choices.
Yeah. Oh, my voice is killing me right now.
Yeah. Well, we almost made it. Yeah. We're almost there.
So we have 2 more awards, guys, and they're going to have nothing to do with the WWE. It has to do with us and Twitter out there. And again, at No Holds Barred WPs, where you can follow us on Twitter. Follow myself at Real Kyle Masters. Follow my corporate co-host right in this way of the screen, right there, at Corporate Cappy on Twitter. So before we announce our 2017 Fan of the Year, we have participation awards, and then we give these participation awards out to the people who've participated with us at all on Twitter throughout the year of 2017. We consider everybody and anybody that, they're not goons, and we don't have to put you on the bench list, so we have put people on the bench list before. And as for our Twitter Fan of the Year, we picked that sole person out of everybody. And basically what you get to have for the entire year of 2018, because you won the 2017 Fan of the Year, you get to have a theme song of your choice played before every time we read a tweet during our lowdown show, during our headlines, because I'm going to include tweets into headlines for the upcoming year. I got some big things coming to the No Holds Barred Wrestling podcast. We're going to play your theme song of your choice before we read your tweets, and we'll give you a big shout out and a big plug before we read your tweets out. So that is what you get for winning Twitter Fan of the Year. I know I might send you guys out an award, I might make an award and put it in a plaque for you guys and send it out to you. So we'll see. I'll make one for this winner this year. How about that? But I can't really name the participation awards first because I'll just give it away. So I'll name that after. So let me just change the screen here. Change the graphic around and wait for it to transition on YouTube. There you go. Woo! We're changed here. Twitter Fan of the Year graphic. So we thought long and hard about this winner. No, hold the drum roll because I got to explain this. So we had to take everything into account. Basically, we chose this winner because of the interactions on a daily basis this guy has. And it's a guy. Sorry, I kind of just gave it away there. That this person, and I can just say person under in it. Whatever. This person has with us on the podcast, been a huge supporter with us since day one, and I should get the drum roll now. So the winner of the 2017 Twitter Fan of the Year goes to Glorious Greg.
Glorious. His father will be proud.
He wins the 2017 Fan of the Year. His father would be proud. And Glorious Greg, congratulations and thank you for being a avid supporter of the podcast and liking every single tweet, tweeting at us every single time, supporting us, coming and listening to every single one of our podcasts, and
even the live streams that you do for 2K.
Yeah, even the live streams, guys. Thank you very much, Glorious Greg. You don't know how much this means to us with your support, man. But you get to choose your theme song, whatever it may be, before we read out your tweets on... Gee, I wonder what theme he'll pick. Michael Chow. But thank you, Glorious Greg. for your continuous support and winning our 2017 Fan of the Year.
And we'll give a shout out to Michael Chow, who's passing the torch on to Glorious Greg.
Yeah, he won our 2016 Fan of the Year. And to all you guys, I'm going to put it right on the screen. Our Twitter participation awards go out to number 1, Michael Chow. Number 2, Cupid Girl. Number 3, James and Tiffany from That Ass Podcast. Guys, go check them out. Awesome relationship-based podcast. They are live every Thursday night at 9 p.m. on YouTube Live. They are an awesome supporter of our podcast, and we are a supporter of their podcast. Number 4, Datila. Number 5, Tyler Jones. Number 6, Trey Patterson. So Trey Patterson, Tyler Jones of the Bucks of Smash. They are an avid listener to our podcast. Cullen at GimNU1 is a Twitter Participation Award winner. Chuck Wilson, Harold, OK Fabe, Diva Bible, Crimson Studios, Josh D. Dominics, Big Time Breaks, and Brendan Holeva. All Participation Award winners of this podcast. And I'll include Philosopher Arc, old co-host, for participating in the award show today. So we'll give it to him to a Participation Award. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You don't know how much it means to us, the support you give to us. Again, we're not looking to be making profit or anything off this podcast. It's really just a hobby for us, but your continued support helps us continue going on with this podcast, and we appreciate all the love you guys give us, and every time you share our podcast with the world on Twitter and everything you guys do, everything is appreciated. That's all we ask of you, is just to listen to us.
And interacting with us is so cool. We've met so many great people that we become friends with.
Yeah. All we ask you, lend us your ear. It's free. All you got to do is listen. That's all you got to do. Even if it's for like 5 minutes, I don't care. Give us a listen. Share with us. Get the word out there.
And we'll, Michael Chow TV, check him out too. WWE
that's right. Sorry. I apologize, Michael Chow. He is the host that runs the West Coast. He is Michael Chow TV. Guys, if you like our podcast, you're going to love his podcast. He does a fantastic wrestling podcast that is also on Spreaker itself. He does
in-depth reviews of Raw and SmackDown.
Yep. And you guys, you gotta go listen. It's awesome. He does a lot of work. He puts a lot of work into it, and he's doing a lot of stuff getting mics. He's getting a new mic for his podcast, and he's like me with the sound quality. He's one of those guys that you want to get the perfect sound quality. He's a big knack for that. So
did we forget to put Juggy in the Twitter participation?
Yeah, I forgot to do that. Sorry. It's because when I did it, he wasn't really relevant. He just became relevant recently. And what about Relevance? I totally forgot about that guy. Remember him?
Yeah. Don't know whatever happened to him, but Juggy Badass was with us for the first half of the year.
Yeah, we'll give a shout outs to you, shout outs to them too. But again, guys, go check out Michael Chow. Go check out That Ass Podcast and follow our wonderful Twitter followers. They also tweet lots of great stuff. They also got their wonderful opinions.
A lot of funny stuff coming from those guys.
Yeah. Go check them out, guys, and follow everybody. The love, spread the love, spread the love.
What are we at right now? What's the time?
The time, well, it's 4:56. YouTube says we've been streaming for 3 hours and 30 minutes.
Holy. So thank you to all of you who have been sticking around for all 31 awards.
Yeah. Props to you. I give big round of applause to you guys.
Congrats to all you guys. Yeah. This is our favorite, show of the year. We start the nominations in January, continue it on all year round. Yeah. And I look forward to this show every year, and we put a lot of time and effort into it. And hopefully you guys enjoyed it, because we sure enjoyed doing it.
Yeah. And big things coming in 2018 for the podcast, guys. I got a lot of stuff in mind.
Going to Mania.
Going to Mania next year. We're going to do a lot of vlog action for that. Just more stuff, more content coming to the channel. I got a lot of stuff in mind. I'm brainstorming some stuff just to get more content out to you guys and more interaction. I want more stuff to get you guys can interact with us, not just stuff that we can give to you guys. I want some stuff with you guys, whether it be more collab episodes, doing some questionnaires, doing some maybe like a game night or something, like a live stream game night, like WWE base, something like that. I want it to be all participation based stuff going forward with this podcast, and obviously still doing the lowdown show, reviewing NXT, except for Raw and SmackDown. If it does get better, maybe we'll switch back, but we'll see. But NXT's been like the breath of fresh air this year, so that's why we continue to do NXT reviews. And then we got Michael Chow, our host from the West Coast, doing Raw and SmackDown. So there you go. You got a Raw and SmackDown review, and you got an NXT review from us this week. Jam packed full of content right there.
And I'm pretty sure you guys got a round table coming up.
Yep. Myself, Michael Chow, and James from That Ass Podcast, who has a huge expertise in wrestling. He loves wrestling too. Same with Tiffany. We're going to be doing a round, or I guess a round table or table for three kind of year-end review episode when Michael Chow is feeling not under the weather and he gets his new mic in. So stay tuned for that. We'll promote the shit out of that on our channel. But thank you guys for making 2017 one of the biggest years for our podcast, man. It's been such a great year, and we appreciate all the support. And thank you for tuning in today on this long-ass podcast.
Yeah, but I still enjoyed it, though.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, too. Not going to lie.
Yep, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to all you out there.
Guys.
Stay safe if you're in the northeast area. A lot of snow coming in, especially around here.
That's right. So, yeah, stay safe with that, guys. Other than that, that's going to wrap it up, guys, for our Slammies this year. I'm your host, the self-proclaimed greatest host, Kyle Masters. Again, follow the podcast on YouTube, youtube.com/NHBWR, where you're watching this live. Hit that subscribe button. Follow us on the go, Spreaker, iTunes, and Stitcher. Follow myself at Real Kyle Masters, at Corporate Cappy, and at No Holds Barred WP. Also on Instagram, if you're into that Instagram thing, No Holds Barred WP, all one word. That's going to do it, guys. Kyle Masters, my self-proclaimed greatest host, Corporate Cappy, the blissful boss.
Yes.
Corporate Cappy. And we will see you guys in the new year.
Holy shit.